is paid over the holidays.
The House Speaker not offering specifics yet, though, but says he expects to move forward. Sources telling Fox News earlier that a short-term spending bill, disaster relief, and farm aid might be split into 3 bills. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre accuses Republicans of playing politics with the threat of a government shutdown.
They're doing the bidding of their billionaire friends. That's what we're seeing, at the expense of hardworking Americans.
This after President-elect Trump and Elon Musk opposed a much larger bipartisan stopgap bill, instead backing a smaller package that included a debt limit suspension, which failed in the House last night when more than 30 Republicans joined Democrats to vote against it. The holiday rush is on.
The traffic, the busyness, it's just like everyone's like just so anxious trying to get out, trying to leave, and then it's just busy.
The TSA expects to screen nearly 40 million people at airports between now and January 2nd, and AAA expects record holiday travel overall, more than 119 million Americans on the move.
Driving will be the most popular mode of transportation this holiday season. Gas prices are in line with last year, just 3 cents cheaper at $3.05, according to AAA.
Fox Business's Kelly Saberi. Air travelers are dealing with some disruptions, mostly delays, more than 4,000 delays on the FlightAware tracker. Just getting word of a crash at a Christmas market in eastern Germany. A car crashed into the market. No immediate word on any casualties, but reportedly the driver was arrested. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's been sentenced. Cloudy and 35 downtown. Looks like you should be clear of any snow at this point. That's according to radar. Low of about 26 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Richard Allen, the man convicted of the Delphi murders, was given a 130-year prison sentence today. Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter accused the defense of the case of violating the gag order.
We lived by the gag order. Documents were released from the defense that drove a public narrative that many of you talked about. And damn it, I wish I could have responded, but I was not going to violate what Judge Gall said.
Carter spoke at a press conference after the sentencing from earlier today. He says that Allen has 30 days to appeal the conviction. A man shot to death by Indianapolis cops yesterday. It was on the near west side. You may remember hearing about it. IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Wally says officers had responded to a man who had fired a shot into a home and was armed with a machete, and he shot at those responding officers.
As officers continued to give commands, the suspect ran at them with the machete still raised over his head and a firearm in his other hand. At this point, an officer-involved shooting occurred.
The man was eventually killed. Police later found out that man had shot a woman. She survived and is recovering. A Central Indiana Police Task Force says they're cracking down on violent crime. Ryan Hedrick reports.
The Indiana Crime Guns Task Force is made up of local, state, and federal cops, and they say they've taken a lot of drugs and guns off the streets this year, including many with machine gun conversion devices.
The numbers have went up as far as our federal arrests this year, for sure. The firearms have been pretty consistent from last year with what we've seized. We have seized more machine gun conversion devices this year.
That's IMPD Lieutenant Jared Heidelball. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Some lake effect snow fell up north earlier today. If you're driving up to South Bend for that college football game between IU and Notre Dame today, the roads are going to be a little bit slick, but they should be fine for your trip back.
I think the roads will actually improve, especially down toward Indianapolis. You could have some snow-covered roads earlier, so for some bursts of snow, I think most of that's going to clear up.
Michael Skipper with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. If you're not going to the game but watching at home, congrats, you saved at least $500 by not buying tickets. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
All the real deals are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And before the year comes to an end, take advantage of all of the tax savings. Deduct the total purchase price of qualifying equipment, including commercial vehicles, purchased or financed during the year. At Andy Moore Ford, they'll help you maximize your savings by helping you select the right vehicle for your needs. And they've got all the commercial vehicles. Andy Moore Ford has the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And right now, you can save thousands on medium and heavy duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Get it, Andy Moore? More. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Treat your fleet to more uptime and more efficiency, which means more profits. See for yourself why businesses like yours love Andy Moore Ford. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford, MOHR. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
With traffic in the 5s at 3:05, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, looking at Boone County crash northbound 65 before Whitestown Parkway, blocking 2 left lanes, stopping traffic back to West 86th Street. 35-minute delay. South side crash northbound 65 before Raymond Street, blocking the right lane, causing slow traffic back to South Keystone Avenue. Just a 4-minute delay there. North side eastbound 465 slow off Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic from 96th Street down to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Audible. Get inspired by new stories and ideas with Audible's incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies this afternoon, breezy and chilly with highs around 36, but those feels-like temperatures will remain into the 20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Yeah, you probably heard about this at the top of the hour. The judge in the Delphi murders sentenced Richard Allen to 130 years for the killings of Libby German and Abby Williams. From what I'm reading and what I've seen, somewhat at times chaotic in the courtroom. The families of the victims yelling at the defense, also the prosecution and the defense having words with each other, but ultimately justice was served. 130 years for Richard Allen, again, for the brutal murders of Libby German and Abby Williams in Delphi.
Now, Allen's attorneys have 30 days to appeal this, and it looks like that is what they're going to do. But the gag order was lifted by the judge. There had been a gag order where members of the trial, the judge, police could not speak at all about this. This has been lifted. And I think one of the things we're hearing now was it really bothered the family that those pictures of the crime scene leaked out. Yeah. That was one thing that rubbed them really the wrong way. It's bad enough you've got to sit through a trial where your child or a loved one has been murdered, and you know what comes with that. You're going to see police pictures. You're going to see autopsy pictures and all that kind of stuff. But to have it leaked out to the internet and members of the community, that really bothered the family. And that's one thing we're learning now that this gag order has been lifted.
People that we've interviewed, Murder Sheet podcast, they both, Kevin and Anya both had those pictures leaked to them at one point. I would be incredibly upset.
Judge Fran Gohl said to Richard Allen, quote, "You rank right up there with the most hideous crimes that I've presided over in 27 years. She goes on to tell the court that there was a generational impact on the families of these two girls, and these families will deal with the carnage forever. Now, the prosecutor, Carroll County prosecutor Nick McLeland, has asked the judge to seal the autopsy and crime scene photos. We have not heard an update on that yet, but again, keep in mind the appeals process is going to play out over the next 30 days, so we will keep you up to date with that. So late last night, the House rejected Plan B for the way to fund the government so a shutdown would be avoided.
Oh, no. A possible shutdown of the government?
And this tells you all you need to know about the lawmakers,
Don't
right?
threaten me with a good time.
This is how Washington works. They were told, hey, this first bill, it's like 1,500 pages. It's got a ridiculous amount of debt in it. No one's going to have time to read this. It's ridiculous. No. Pretty much everybody agreed on that. Like establishment, Rhino Squish, MAGA people, even some Democrats, like more moderate Democrats, were like, no, this whole thing's a turd. So this is what our lawmakers do. They come back with basically the same amount of debt but in a much smaller document.
It had the same crap, except not as wordy.
Right. 100%. It was going to have the same cost to it, but instead of having 1,500 pages, it was just 100 pages.
That's so Washington, D.C., isn't it?
Right? All they did was shrink the font.
Yeah. They went from double space to single space.
Right. Here, Elon, are you happy now? Vivek, are you happy now? No. And this caused a little riff between some members of the Republican Party. You've got Representative Chip Roy, who, listen, not everybody likes Representative Roy. I like the guy.
He's out of Texas. I like him. Yeah.
I haven't liked everything that he's done, but for the most part, when it comes to financial things, I'm on board. Donald Trump was ripping him on social media because I think Trump wanted this passed through. He didn't want to have to deal with this crap, day one when he gets sworn in. He kind of wanted this to be done, but to his credit, man, Roy took to the floor and started calling out a lot of these Republicans for saying, you're trying to pass through the same crap with less pages.
You never have any ounce of self-respect to go out and campaign saying you're going to balance the budget, and then you come in here and pass $110 billion unpaid for. $330 billion. Congratulations, you've added to the debt since you were given the majority again on November 5th. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. Yes, I think this bill is better than it was yesterday on certain respects, but to take this bill yesterday and congratulate yourself because it's shorter in pages but increases the debt by $5 trillion is asinine. And that's precisely what Republicans are doing. I'm absolutely sickened by a party that campaigns on fiscal responsibility and has the temerity to go forward to the American people and say, you think this is fiscally responsible. It is absolutely ridiculous.
Now, again, a lot of people don't like Chip Roy because he hasn't been somebody that's been super loyal to Donald Trump, right? I think he was kind of wishy-washy on impeachment, was kind of buddy-buddy with Liz Cheney. There are some things not to like, and I get that. But no politician is 100%, likable, right? Donald Trump does some things that I didn't like. I hated when he ripped Kayleigh McEnany. There was absolutely no reason for Donald Trump to rip Kayleigh McEnany. But when it comes to financials only, not anything else. See, I'm already seeing people on the YouTube chat. Mike, Roy's a rat. Okay, I get that. But when it comes to being financially fiscal, smart, handling a budget, I like what Chip Roy's doing here.
And this is nothing new. Get used to it. Are we, back in 2018, the government shut down for weeks. I think it was 2017 or 2018 towards the end. 5-week shutdown, little to no impact on the economy. I'm not saying that excuses it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't find a solution. Our lawmakers shouldn't find a solution for their constituents. And Roy there is definitely speaking for his strong-willed and opinionated constituents there, because that's exactly what he is. But, I mean, go back to 2018. There was no impact on the economy. It was 5 weeks that it was shut down.
Right.
So, again, I'm not saying that should be the standard. I'm not saying that we should accept that for what it is, other than maybe try to get something done. I totally understand Donald Trump's point of view. Look, I don't want to be dealing with this stuff when I'm inaugurated here in a few weeks. I got more important things to handle.
Right, 100%. So they're trying to roll out plan number 3, Plan C. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you up to date. Matt Bear is back there in the WIBC Traffic Center. Matthew McConaughey, how the heck are you?
All right. Looking up in Boone County. Fantastic. Thanks for asking. Looking up in Boone County, crash northbound 65 before Whitestown Parkway. That is a crash blocking 2 left lanes, and traffic is jammed all the way back to West 86th Street. Then a different delay forms up on northbound 65 from 465 up to 71st. So I'm not taking that interstate. Maybe Lafayette Road to Indianapolis Road to 265. 67. That will get you back to 265 and away from this awful delay. Southside crash on northbound 65 before Raymond Street blocks the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Keystone Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score deep discounts and deeper sleep during Mattress Firm semi-annual sale and clearance. Get up to 60% off select mattresses and more, plus get a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
35 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. All right, if you can, get to the YouTube feed, right? Because coming up next, we've got a young lady that is going to rock your ass off with some bagpipes. She's kind of a viral sensation, and she's getting ready to go on tour. She's playing halftime of the Colts game this upcoming weekend.
Say bagpipes?
Bagpipes.
Cool.
She's awesome, man. She does these rockin' kick-ass covers. Allie the Piper will join us, and we'll get her on the YouTube chat. We'll have a little conversation, and we'll see if we can talk her into melting some faces while she's in here. Allie the Piper coming up next. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Well, don't show up to that holiday party empty-handed looking for something new and unique. You might want to check out Barkeep Vodka. If you haven't tried Barkeep yet, you're missing out. It's the cleanest vodka ever. They use a new compression filtering process. It removes all the bite and burn and aftertaste, and it's local. And a better value than most other top-shelf vodkas.
If a better vodka at a lower price isn't enough, switch to Barkeep. It's made in Indy, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. This is good stuff. Pick up a bottle anywhere. Spirits are sold. BarkeepVodka.com.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit FVGradio.com.
If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now. 800-428-7054. 800-428-7054. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. And you get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-428-7054. 800-428-7054 and give us your answer.
The preceding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
Looking for last-minute gifts? Shane Company can help, even if you're still planning to propose. We have a wide selection of hand-picked diamonds and colorful gemstones in stock for dream engagement rings. Come discover fine jewelry gifts in every price range, curated by our in-house design team and crafted with care to our high-quality standards. At Shane Company, we'll protect your gifts with our unmatched free lifetime warranty. Visit shaneco.com to find your store's extended hours and the perfect holiday gifts. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Absolute Comfort. Chris Wedekin is the owner, and he tells us why many homeowners are giving up their air conditioners for a high-efficiency heat pump.
By removing your air conditioner and replacing it with a heat pump, you are not only saving by getting a higher efficiency air conditioner, the heat pump works in reverse and saves you money in the wintertime as well.
See if a heat pump is the right move for you by going to AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Downtown Indy, dressed in holiday style and glowing with bright lights and festive sights all season long. Gather with friends on Monument Circle to enjoy stunning holiday lighting and audio-visual presentations every night of the week. Create new memories while dining at award-winning restaurants just steps from your favorite attractions, sporting events, and performances. Come winter wander in downtown Indy. Come for an event, stay for a holiday experience. Visit IndyWonderland.com for all the details, including curated downtown holiday itineraries. That's IndyWonderland.com.
What is 988?
It's a free 24-hour suicide and crisis lifeline.
And what is a crisis? Maybe something you experience so often.
You don't even think it's a crisis.
Anxiety over money. A stressful relationship.
Concerns about a loved one's mental health.
If you are experiencing thoughts of suicide or mental health or substance use crisis, call or text 988. It's a listening ear.
And it's a way forward.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's jewelry experts.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, man, I'm fired up. Hi, I'm Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
So a couple weeks ago, somebody sent me this video clip of this girl doing a cover of Sweet Child of Mine from Guns N' Roses on the bagpipes. Remember?
Yeah, we played the audio.
We played it on the show. I was like, who the hell is this? So we did a little research, which is fancy talk for we stalked our next guest online, found out she was coming to Indy to play halftime of a cult show. Allie the Piper is here. How are you, Miss Allie?
Hi, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here, obviously, for several reasons in Indy, but I was really grateful you guys wanted to have me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, dude, you rock.
We were blown away. We were absolutely blown away. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, like we have locally here, we have like the Gordon 500 Pipers that come around during the month of May, and they go through various bars and they march up and down but they're not playing Metallica.
Right.
And crazy. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I think this is just something totally unique and different, but you're going to be at the Colts game performing on Sunday.
I am indeed. I'll actually meet the Gordon Pipers out there. They're going to be playing at one of the tailgate stages, and I'm going to head over there after my show.
They're
and
legends.
I'll meet them, get to play a tune with them. So I've heard a lot of good things. So I'm really.
Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from upstate New York, but now I live out in New England. So I'm an East Coaster all the way.
Okay, because you don't have that East Coast accent, right? I didn't get masshole vibe from you yet.
I mean, I could do it if you want, but I could go full New York City if you want. But no, I have a pretty standard American accent.
We came in with that cover of Inner Sandman that you recorded. Did Metallica comment on that?
Yes, actually, it's a really funny story. I posted that in a mashup of 5 Metallica songs because I'm a big fan of theirs, as are many people, I would assume. And I posted that on TikTok, and a hate comment came in, and it said, "Yeah, well, it's okay. It's part of the territory." It said bagpipes do not belong in Metallica, and that James Hetfield would not approve. And I shrugged it off. Exactly, whatever. And 5 minutes passed. 5 minutes elapsed before Metallica came into the comments and actually defended me on the post.
Awesome.
And they said, "You do not speak for us. This guy does not speak for us." They said that I was awesome, and they said that they loved what I was doing. They reposted my video. They've reposted a couple of my videos actually on their social media, and it was a huge thing. I didn't really think much of it at the moment. I was kind of starstruck, but everything that came after it, I was like, "Oh, Loudwire is picking it up. Oh no!
Right.
Oh no! I'm on the radio. Oh God, what's happening?" So yeah, it was huge.
Where do you get them? I can't imagine bagpipe is a very cheap endeavor in terms of those things look expensive. I'm looking at your bagpipes right now, and you can hold it up for the camera there if you want. I just is it an expensive instrument to facilitate for your career?
So, yes and no. Bagpipes are interesting because there's no entry-level bagpipe. There's no beginner bagpipe. You can't get one for $300 and kind of start that way. Like when I was starting saxophone, my first saxophone was probably like $90 or something like that. And you can progress into more professional instruments, but bagpipes are always made at professional quality if they're going to work at all. Yeah. So they're going to cost you like $1,500 to $2,000. But fortunately with bagpipes, that's kind of where the range lands.
Okay.
You're not going to get like $12,000 bagpipes the way you can for or $100,000 bagpipes the way you can for some violins and things like that. So bagpipes, fortunately, we don't go too far out into the ether with our prices, but it's not cheap. You usually start on a smaller practice instrument called a practice chanter, which is really quiet. those are pretty inexpensive. They range about like $50 to $100. I have one with me, and I'll pull it out in a moment. But
I'm assuming your family has a background on this. I mean, did you just pick this up randomly?
My beautiful assistant, Vanna White. This is a practice chanter, so you can hear it's
sounds like a kazoo almost.
I can do that. That's your practice. That was
yes. This is where you learn all your foundational skills before you graduate.
It looks like kind of a fancy recorder almost that you get at school when you're in elementary school. But this, what you're holding in your hands right now, is something. That's what the pros use.
It's complex, yeah. I learned on the practice chanter for almost a year before I started playing the bagpipes, and that's kind of the standard. There's a lot to learn. You learn every single thing, all of the execution, which is the hard part about the pipes, and then you graduate on to the full beast, essentially.
Again, we're chatting with Allie the Piper here. She is about to go on tour, too, and Indy is one of the stops that you're coming to. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Doing the Colts game this upcoming Sunday against the Titans. You had mentioned earlier that some troll was giving you crap about the Metallica cover. When did you realize, oh, wow, I'm kind of blowing up here because I've got trolls, I've got haters. You know, I think I saw you respond to somebody that was saying she's not really playing the bagpipes, right?
Yes, indeed. I get a lot of naysayers, a lot of people. It's honestly really great. It's an educational opportunity. A lot of people don't know how the bagpipes work. Like, I take my mouth off of the instrument and the air keeps going. All the execution is in my hands and all of the air lives inside the bag, so I don't have to breathe into it. You know, a third of the time when I'm actually playing, the sound keeps going.
Because on your videos, everybody is a bagpipe expert all of a sudden, right?
I never thought the world would be so passionate about the functionality of the bagpipes, but here we are. So, yeah, lots of haters, lots of naysayers, but it's okay.
So you have got a show coming up in Indy in March, Friday, March 14th at Black Circle Brewing Company, 7 p.m. You can buy tickets now. What's a Allie the Piper concert like?
Oh my God, it's a mishmash. I have no way of defining myself. I'm kind of stuck between like Celtic rock, Celtic metal, but there's some pop rock elements. I play some covers. I just wrote an original album with my drummer, and so we're going to be debuting that at the shows. But there will be some heavy metal, there will be Metallica, and there will be other things.
And of course, if you're going to the Colts game Sunday, stick around because the halftime show is going to rock. You're doing it, Allie. So if you're okay with this, can you give us a little something here?
I mean, I could.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you brought the bagpipes and everything, right?
They're here. They're on the table. I mean,
let's do it.
I think
let's
they might be
here.
game.
Let's do it. So go ahead and get set up here.
All right.
Crazy Train, right? That's what we're going to hear today? Okay, right on. So Allie the Piper, again, she's going to be doing halftime of the Indianapolis Colts game this Sunday, and coming to Indy Friday, March 14th at the Black Circle Brewing Company. We're going to go ahead and crank up the background track, and then you do your thing whenever you're ready. Just give us a thumbs up, okay?
Sounds good.
We ready? Allison, fire in the hole. Piper, ladies and gentlemen, putting on a damn show here at the Hammer and Nigel show. Allie, right on.
Incredible
stuff.
Can't wait to see you at the Colts game on Sunday, too, at front of 60,000 strong at Lucas Oil.
That is awesome.
A little overwhelming.
Allie, best of luck, and thank you so much for coming into us and talking with us.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances, and shop online. McAfee will help keep your device's privacy and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela from the Michaelis Corporation. How do you make sure your crawl space is dry, clean, and secure?
Have Michaelis come for a free inspection. We are a local family-owned business that's been serving Indy for over 39 years. Plus, we offer 0% down on crawl space work.
Make sure your crawl space is clean and dry. Foundations, basements, and crawl spaces. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call or text 844-FIX-INDY.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Going after the defense. Cloudy and 35 degrees downtown. There's nothing to worry about when you check the radar, even though you got some snow earlier today. 26 is your low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. The man convicted of the Delphi murders, Richard Allen, was given a 130-year prison sentence today. Afterward, the gag order was lifted, and Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter called out Allen's defense, claiming they leaked details to the public in the case.
There was no groupthink. We debated each other, as you should expect us to. But then the defense spins that into incompetence. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous nonsense for Baldwin and Rozzi to have done that.
Richard Allen has 30 days to appeal his sentence. He maintains his innocence and plans to do so. An elderly woman was killed. So was her husband. Well, he's actually badly hurt after a shooting in Gary Wednesday. Kurt Darling reports.
The shooting happened at a home in the late evening, say police. They got the call, and as they approached the home, they found a man outside with a gunshot wound. The elderly man told the cops that his wife was inside, badly hurt. The cops went in and found the woman dead. Police are now looking for a man who stole the couple's car. He was wearing a ski mask and a trench coat. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It would appear the government will not be shutting down after the holidays. That is, if you believe House Speaker Mike Johnson.
I expect that we will be proceeding forward. We will not have a government shutdown, and we will meet our obligations for our farmers who need aid, for the disaster victims all over the country, and for making sure that military and essential services and everyone who relies upon the federal government for a paycheck is paid over the holidays.
An original resolution was scrapped earlier this week after some public criticism from President-elect Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Some Democrats are now saying they just want to stick with the original plan. The Indiana Crime Guns Task Force, made up of local, state, and federal officers, says they've taken tons of drugs and hundreds of guns off the streets this year, including many with machine gun conversion devices.
The numbers have went up as far as our federal arrests this year, for sure. The firearms have been pretty consistent from last year with what we've seized. We have seized more machine gun conversion devices this year.
IMPD Lieutenant Jared Hiddleball says the task force's goal is to get violent individuals off the streets of Indiana. The task force was created back in 2019. And IU and Notre Dame are getting ready to play in the college football playoff tonight in South Bend. All that snow, you may be seeing pictures of it on social media, is expected to clear up before the 8 o'clock kickoff.
We're looking for temperatures dropping into the mid and upper 20s with wind chill temperatures dipping below 20 degrees, probably about 18 degrees by game time.
Michael Skipper with the National Weather Service in northern Indiana talking about what's otherwise known as football weather. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:35.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning diamond pendant, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer. Or maybe you're looking for that perfect gemstone piece or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have hundreds of styles that are ready to be wrapped and put under the tree. No need to wait for shipping. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas before you head to the store, see the online seasonal gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
The traffic at 3:36. Here's Matt Baer.
Northbound 65 in Boone County, crash before Whitestown Parkway. 2 left lanes are blocked. I have a delay running at 90 minutes right now because we're backed up to 465, barely moving. Northbound 65 south side, crash before Raymond Street, blocking the right lane. Looking at eastbound 465, stop and go traffic, Keystone Avenue over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Life is a collection of moments that last forever. So make them last and make them count with that symbol of everlasting love, a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies this afternoon, breezy and chilly with highs around 36, but those feels-like temperatures will remain into the 20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is here. And again, I understand our radio signal's a little squirrely. I think the stream is okay. I think the YouTube is okay. But we'll try to get on the engineer staff about the radio signal. So apologies for that. If you missed Allie the Piper earlier, we'll have that on a podcast so you can hear it perfectly. Joining us now on the hotline, friend of the show, Tommy Pigott, the Strategic Comms Director for the RNC. And Tommy, it still seems like Democrats are trying to push a ridiculous amount of pork and crap and spending through this CR, even here in the closing hours.
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, what we're seeing right now is the Democrats prioritizing really wasteful spending over keeping the government open, over hurricane relief and other factors that were in that bill. 197 Democrats voting to shut down the government. And what's interesting is that Joe Biden is still nominally the president. I mean, where is Joe Biden right now? What is he doing? Why is he not hopped on the phone? Why is he not involved in this discussion? He's completely missing in action. And I think this is just the latest example of Joe Biden being missing in action. And another reason why we need President Trump back in office, and Americans are looking forward to having him back in office in January.
You talk about missing in action. This report from the Wall Street Journal, It basically says that Biden's staff had to cover his diminishing mental condition for years. They're treating this like it's some sort of new bombshell. I've seen the word explosive story attached to this. Like, this is a day late, dollar short. Feels like everybody has known this for a long time, but now, because they got their doors blown off in an election, it's almost like a come to Jesus moment for a lot of people.
And honestly, it's not enough. I don't think there's enough of a come to Jesus moment coming from the media. There's not enough of accountability, of apologies coming from the media. And more importantly, even than the media, are the Democrats that were involved in this cover-up. The Democrats and the staffers and Kamala Harris and others that knew that Joe Biden couldn't have meetings outside the window of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., that knew Joe Biden was unfit for office, that were purposely trying to stage events to hide his decline, the decline that they couldn't hide at that debate that was so obvious to everyone, but really obvious to anyone that was watching and beyond that. There needs to be accountability for that. And really, the fact that they still have the same people, I mean, some of the people that were quoted on the record in that report defending Joe Biden were the same people that defended Joe Biden for the last 4 years. The fact that they are even taking those quotes still, the fact they're listening to those people at all, it's astonishing. The people that defended Joe Biden and denied his decline have lost all their credibility.
And we're not just talking about his inner circle, like Karine Jean-Pierre or the people that are actually calling the shots here. The media had a big hand in this. I'm old enough to remember when just shortly before the only presidential debate that Joe Biden was a part of, the one where he looked like a deer in headlights and everybody jumped off the bandwagon at that point. You've got Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe, going on television, wagging his finger at all of you, saying, I know Joe. Our families know Joe. This is the sharpest he's ever been. Not only is he cogent, he's the best that there's ever been. And then after that debate, they tried to walk it back.
Yeah, I mean, you had all these people going on the record. During that same time period, there were people accusing the RNC Research account and other accounts of quote-unquote cheap fakes, which were videos that the RNC Research account put out that were completely unedited, were official streams from events, and they were just streams of what Joe Biden was doing that were shocking, that people were justifiably concerned about. And the White House claimed that those were cheap fakes, somehow manipulated, somehow out of context, when they weren't. And we had all of this incoming from the media, demanding to know why we were putting these videos out, accusing us of cheap fakes, when in reality, it was just the unedited stream of official events. And then, of course, the debate comes and they drop all of those inquiries because they realized that we were telling the truth the whole time. We were putting the facts out there like we always do. And so there was no accountability. There was no apologies. But it does go to show that they were really pushing this lie that Joe Biden was fit to office all the way up to the point where they could no longer do it. They were running as much cover as possible, and it really was unacceptable.
And you look at the ratings of some of these cable news networks since the election. I think a lot of people have known MSNBC, CNN to be full of crap for a long time. But if you're somebody that was a Democrat but not all in, or maybe a casual politico, somebody that only votes once in a while, maybe the presidential years, you see what happened in those swing states. You realized you were completely lied to, and you leave those networks. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. You look at MSNBC, their viewership is in the toilet. CNN's, theirs is in the toilet. I think a lot of people that don't follow this stuff as closely as we all do, Tommy, they look at these networks and go, you guys just lied to us. You ran cover for Biden.
Yeah, and I have no idea how anyone could take any of the words of people that did that ever again. I mean, this is really, an unexaggeratingly stating this is one of the largest political scandals in American history, if not the largest political scandal. We had a president in office, still in office, who was unfit for office, and people were running cover for that, lying to the media extensively, lying to the American people. And then the media accepted those lies, did not believe what was right in front of them, and then told everyone else that was raising these questions that somehow what we were doing was inappropriate, when in reality this was a national security issue, the president being unfit for office. So I think you're right to say that people are abandoning these networks. And this is part of why when you look at trust in the mainstream media, it's at an all-time low. And sometimes you watch these panels of the mainstream media and they say, what does this reflect that people don't trust us? It's because they aren't telling the truth. It's because the media is not telling the truth. The media is losing trust because of their own actions. And if they want to gain back that trust, gain back those viewerships, they can start by telling the truth.
Tommy Pigott is the Strategic Comms Director for the RNC. He joins us here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Tommy, one more thing here before we let you go. Joe Biden's Department of Defense, they came out this week and basically admitted they didn't know how many troops they had in Syria. Now, it's one thing to not know the exact number off the top of your head, but we were told it was around 900 for a while. Turns out it's substantially more than that. It's around 2,000. These aren't my words. These are the words from Joe Biden's officials in the Department of Defense. How can that be?
It's really hard to explain. And I think it goes back to this pattern. If you remember, Lloyd Austin was missing in the hospital for 2 weeks and no one in the government knew about it, including the president. No one knew that he was unable to do his job for 2 weeks. No one was coordinating with him. There was no coordination in the administration at all. You go back to the debates where Joe Biden said no one had been killed on his watch, which was an outrageous lie. Kamala Harris said there were no troops in any combat zones around the country. She said there were none. So this has been a lie, a miscoordination. That's a very most generous way to characterize it. But this has been a lie from this administration from the beginning. And it goes back to the fact when they claimed that the adults were, quote unquote, back in charge. It was the exact opposite. Come January, we're going to have the adults back in charge. We're going to have President Trump's peace through strength back. We're going to have those peace agreements back. We're going to have America respected again. And I think this is another example showing how really disastrous Joe Biden's administration has been.
He is the Strategic Comms Director for the RNC. You can see some of his work on the popular handle at RNC Research. Tommy, have a great Christmas, man, and we'll talk to you again here in a couple weeks, all right?
Sounds good. Merry Christmas.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, Rob, did you know that the Social Security Trust Fund is expected to run out of money in less than 10 years?
Casey, I refuse to believe that our government might be letting the public down at large.
Well, according to Barron's, an average couple could lose up to $16,500 every year in Social Security income. Multiply that by 10 or 20 years, and it could easily add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And that's why it's critical you have the right strategy to file for Social Security. Discover how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free, customized Social Security analysis.
It's from Bill Demery. He's your retirement guy in Indy. He's also our retirement guy. We trust Bill, and you can too.
If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis now by calling 317-932-9912.
That's 317-932-9912.
All the real deals are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And before the year comes to an end, take advantage of all of the tax savings. Deduct the total purchase price of qualifying equipment, including commercial vehicles, purchased or financed during the year. At Andy Moore Ford, they'll help you maximize your savings by helping you select the right vehicle for your needs. And they've got all the commercial vehicles. Andy Moore Ford has the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And right now, you can save thousands on medium and heavy-duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Get it, Andy Moore? More. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Treat your fleet to more uptime and more efficiency, which means more profits. See for yourself why businesses like yours love Andy Moore Ford. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
From sugar cookie crumbs in the kitchen to pine needles under the tree, count on Steel for Christmas cleanup made easy with the SEA20 battery-powered handheld vacuum. Now just $99.99. Power up the holiday and give a gift from the top of their wish list. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com. Was $159.99 MSRP. Includes battery and charger. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Express the heartwarming message of Christmas this year. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be that special moment that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them matter and make them count with a symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
All right, big game tonight up in South Bend. The Hoosiers, the Fighting Irish, the college football playoff. We're going to connect with John Herrick of the IU Radio Network and our news director. He's live in South Bend here in just about an hour. But to get everybody ready, here's what we're going to do. Allison, go ahead and turn this music off. I am going to flip a coin. Heads is the Notre Dame fight song. Tails is the Indiana fight song. And we're going to use this for Matt Baer's traffic, okay? So I'm going to flip this up. I've caught it. I'm looking at it. And it is heads. So, Matt Baer, are we good if we use the Notre Dame fight song here and we'll do IUs at 4:48? Can we do that?
I'm fine with Notre Dame. No IU. No.
Okay. Fire it up, Allison.
Yeah.
All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Northbound 65 before Whitestown Parkway crash, blocking 2 left lanes. Stop traffic back to 465 for delay time of 92 minutes. Westbound 865 also stopped from Cooper Road into 65 because of that crash. Now, this stopped traffic on northbound 65 that runs from 465 up to Whitestown Parkway in Boone County. That is a 92-minute delay, and I checked the cameras at 71st and 86. We are just not moving, man. So please stay out of this. Maybe try Lafayette Road to Indianapolis Road. That will get you to 67, then you can come back to 65. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Guys, what are you waiting for that special Christmas gift this season? Let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I don't give a damn what Matt says. We're going to do the IU fight song at 4:48.
I am a Purdue fan.
I'm a Tennessee guy, right? And I have to sit through all this crap.
Well, I mean, at least
You're lucky it wasn't Rocky Top.
At least Tennessee is in the playoffs. Purdue.
Yeah, I'm recruiting. I'm
sorry,
recruiting
man.
for Purdue this weekend. Actually, I think. So.
I think actually IU scored again against Purdue on the drive up to Notre Dame Stadium. 35 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And listen, it doesn't matter if you're a Notre Dame fan, an Indiana fan. The one thing I think that brings everybody together are holiday memories with the First Lady of WIBC, the lovely Terry Stacy.
Yes.
I must be low on Christmas spirit.
Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
It wasn't until I was, about 24 years old that I learned that the eggnog my mom made wasn't supposed to include peyote.
And this has been Holiday Memories with Terry Stacy.
Sounds like the whole damn Terry Stacy family does things a little differently.
That sounds delicious.
You an eggnog guy, Nigel?
Hell yeah.
According to this survey,
have been since I was a kid, and now I've been introduced to eggnog featuring brandy.
Ooh, Brandy, you're a fine girl. A little yacht rock for you. The survey on eggnog says it's only number 3 on the list of popular holiday drinks.
Oh, really? 3? What's number 1? Whiskey?
The top choices: beer, wine, followed by eggnog. So beer comes in at number 1.
Is beer a holiday drink? That's just a drink.
It's seasonal, right? It doesn't matter if it's Halloween, if it's Arbor Day, if it's January 6th. Hell, I don't know.
The number 1 drink on Arbor Day for Americans is beer. Shocking.
Eggnog, number 3. Yeah, and it feels like you can mix a couple different types of spirits with eggnog. Like I've seen people put vodka in it. I've seen
brandy. My mom puts brandy in it.
Brandy, rum. Rum is pretty much a universal mixer.
Either way, it tastes like you're drinking liquefied sugar. I mean, right? I mean, that's what it essentially is. Thick liquefied sugar straight down the gullet. And I'm here for all of it. I'm not judging.
Yeah, the last time I actually had eggnog was a couple nights ago. It's part of the Advent calendar from Old Smoky.
Yeah.
They have a little Old Smoky eggnog. So night number 1, I just took the shot. I think it was the very first night.
You bought an Advent calendar full of moonshine, right? Different flavors of moonshine.
Correct. And inside that advent calendar, it's all different flavors. Some of them repeat. So we had a repeat on the eggnog, and that's when we had Crystal use her bartend skills and come up with a cocktail for it. So if you've been missing the advent calendar series, we put a new video out every night, myself and the bat crap crazy lunatic crazy coupon lady. Tonight, we're going to do it at Jacob's birthday party. So we got his birthday party tonight. So I might just be hammered.
Remind me, the what was it called? The eggnog concoction that she had to. It was something with Santa and his genitalia.
Santa's balls.
Okay, Santa's balls
was the name of the shot, I believe, and
that was eggnog moonshine mixed with.
I don't know what she mixed it with, but. Santa's, you know what, tasted pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Was it somewhat salty?
A little sweaty, felt like.
Oh.
No.
Can we end this segment, please?
I'm going to post on our social media here the eggnog video we did a couple years ago where Kyle was our producer.
Oh, I've been looking for that. Yeah.
And we just dumped eggnog all over his head off the balcony here at the radio station.
Where are you posting that at?
I'll put it on our Facebook and our Twitter.
All right.
Just look for us at Hammer and Nigel, Facebook and Twitter. That'll be up here in just a few minutes.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This holiday, shop at Hellsberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry, like a unique engagement ring to say,
I want to spend my life with you.
a stunning tennis bracelet that says,
You thought I forgot our anniversary?
or huggy hoop earrings that tell her.
See, I was listening.
Come to the Hellsberg holiday sale and get up to 50% off select engagement rings and fine jewelry. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
We've seen that sleep apnea bully stop breathing more than 100 times an hour. But this problem is solvable, and Advent has simple solutions that have been proven to be extremely effective.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presents. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles: Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Coming up in 2 minutes, it's a 130-year prison sentence for the man convicted of the Delphi murders. What police have said about a police shooting that you may have heard about yesterday. And the Indiana Crime Guns Task Force has stayed busy this year, but they're doing some good work. That's all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
A holiday tragedy in Europe. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Police in Germany say a car drove into a Christmas market in the eastern German city of Magdeburg, and they suspect it was intentional. The driver has been arrested. The city's deputy mayor says at least one person was killed and 50 injured. There is one report of more deaths.
This is in the center of the town in Magdeburg, where people would have gathered not only to buy last-minute Christmas gifts, but to go have dinner, drink mulled wine and beer, children, teenagers, adults, all gathering at this type of market, which is really a cultural pillar in a lot of these little towns.
Fox's Alex Hogan. There are also reports of a possible explosive device in the vehicle. Yesterday marked 8 years since an Islamic extremist's deadly truck attack on a market in Berlin. A path forward in Washington as House Speaker Mike Johnson calls Republicans unified and says the government won't shut down after hours of meetings, but he hasn't offered any specifics yet on what a new bill or bills will look like heading to the floor with just 8 hours left before current funding runs out. The White House says it's up to House Republicans to keep government open.
The president has not spoken publicly about a short-term spending bill that collapsed this week, but he has spoken with top congressional Democrats. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says,
"This is a mess that Speaker Johnson created. It is his mess to fix. There was a deal on the table. They weigh a bipartisan deal."
Without a new spending plan, a government shutdown is triggered tonight at midnight.
We believe that there's still time for Congress to prevent a partial shutdown. We believe that.
Still, federal agencies have started notifying employees who would be furloughed if there is a lapse in funding.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Wall Street ends the week with a rally. The Dow up 498 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They're allowed to talk about it now. Cloudy and 35 degrees downtown. The radar is clear after all that snow this morning. Tonight's low drops below 30. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. The man convicted of the Delphi murders, Richard Allen, was given a 130-year prison sentence today. After the sentencing, the gag order was lifted, and Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter called out Allen's defense team, claiming that they leaked details to the public during the trial.
There was no groupthink. We debated each other, as you should expect us to. But then the defense spins that into incompetence. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous nonsense for Baldwin and Rozzi to have done that.
Richard Allen has 30 days to appeal his sentence. He maintains his innocence and plans to do so. A man was shot and killed by Indianapolis police Thursday. It was near the west side. IMPD Assistant Chief Michael Wally says officers responded to a man who had fired a round into a home and was armed with a machete. He shot at those officers who responded.
As officers continued to give commands, the suspect ran at them with the machete still raised over his head and a firearm in his other hand. At this point, an officer-involved shooting occurred.
The suspect eventually died. Police later found out the man had shot a woman. She survived and is recovering. The Indiana Crime Guns Task Force, made up of local, state, and federal officers, says they've taken a lot of drugs and hundreds of guns off the streets this year, including many with machine gun conversion devices.
The numbers have went up as far as our federal arrests this year, for sure. The firearms have been pretty consistent from last year with what we've seized. We have seized more machine gun conversion devices this year.
IMPD Lieutenant Lieutenant Gerald Hiddlebaugh says the task force's goal is to get violent people off of the streets. The task force was created back in 2019. And people who have made the trip up to South Bend for tonight's college football playoff game should have a fine time driving back home.
I think the roads will actually improve, especially down toward Indianapolis. You could have some snow-covered roads earlier for some bursts of snow. I think most of that's going to clear up.
Michael Skipper with the National Weather Service in northern Indiana. South Bend was on the receiving end of some lake effect snow earlier today. It's looking like that has cleared up since then. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, how are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
We have improved, Harrison, looking in Boone County, northbound 65 after the dogleg, between the dogleg and Whitestown Parkway. That crash has cleared. Traffic is still jammed from 465 to West 86th Street. Hold on. You've been there a minute, I know, but it's starting to clear out, and the front of the line is on its way. Inbound 65, stop-and-go traffic from 29th Street to Meridian Penn. Crash northbound 65 at Meridian Penn. That's on the left shoulder, causing a bit of a slowdown. Inbound 69, slow off 96 to 82nd Street. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies this afternoon, breezy and chilly with highs around 36, but those feels-like temperatures will remain into the 20s. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Nigel, Jason Hammer right over there. You're going to be shocked by this. I couldn't believe I saw this headline today from the Wall Street Journal, basically saying that Joe Biden and his underlings, his staffers, well, Hammer, they had to cover up Sleepy Joe's mental decline for 4 years. A 4-year cover-up of mental decline. This is a special report out of the Wall Street Journal.
Donald Trump Jr., your thoughts?
No shit! Who could have seen that coming? I had no idea!
We talked about this with Tommy Pigott a little bit earlier. I love how all of these journalists, publications, stations, all of a sudden have had this come to Jesus moment where they realize, man, nobody bought our bull crap. We lost every swing state. Well, this isn't good. I guess we better own up to trying to cover up for Weekend at Bernie's over here. I mean, that's what's happening now. Like, everybody knew what was going on, and the Wall Street Journal is trying to make this look like, make sure you're sitting down. This is explosive. This is a bombshell.
And by the way, Wall Street Journal isn't exactly New York Times in terms of biased reporting. I mean, look, back in February, you remember this guy named Robert Hur? Special Counsel Hur?
Yes.
H-U-R, Robert Hur, looking into the classified documents of Joe Biden. The interview went so bad about Joe Biden being able to testify. Basically said that he should not be prosecuted for keeping classified documents in his house. I'm talking about Joe Biden. Joe Biden should not be prosecuted because he was a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
Now, hold on.
Wow.
That's not what Joe Scarborough told me. Because
Really?
as you know, I can't begin my day unless I watch Morning Joe in its entirety every morning. And right before the debate, which went so well for Joe Biden, Joe Scarborough told us all this.
They undersold him when I said he was cogent. He's far beyond cogent. In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been. Intellectually, analytically. Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. And F you if you can't handle the truth. This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever. Not a close second. And I've known him for years. The Brzezinskis have known him for 50 years. If it weren't the truth, I wouldn't say it.
Boy, did I hear him throwing an FU? Walter Cronkite would be very proud.
And start the tape, too. This is something I want you to play back. All right, Joe, we did. Because after that debate where Joe Biden was drooling on himself and just looked like a complete and utter senile old goat, the party pushed him out of the race, and even Joe Scarborough was like, well, maybe we've got to find another candidate. No, Joe. I'm not an intern. You don't get to whack me, allegedly. We are going to play this clip back per your words all the time. You said start the tape. You said F you. You said that old bat was cogent. You said this is the best he's ever been. Bite me.
According to the Wall Street Journal's report, it revealed the lengths that Mr. Biden's staff went to seclude him so as not to highlight his declining mental acuity. The Biden campaign team worried back in 2020 that First Lady Jill Biden's frequent campaign events would make Mr. Biden look bad. It's just one aspect of this reporting done by the Wall Street Journal.
They knew he was a vegetable from the beginning.
Of course.
And they tried to trot him out there again. And that's who the Democrats are. They hate Donald Trump so much. They hate Republicans. They hate conservatives so much. They will put Weekend at Bernie's, Bernie Lomax, wearing the Hawaiian shirt, dead for weeks, out there pulling the strings in hopes that you vote for him.
In the first few months of the White House in 2021, officials took note that Mr. Biden couldn't handle long meetings and would get tired and make mistakes if they went on too long. Meetings started being catered around when the president was more aware. So they would start later.
I'm laughing, Nige, but it's got
scary.
nuke codes.
It's scary.
Right, well, he doesn't. But the people pretending to be Joe Biden have the nuke codes. So the Wall Street Journal puts this out. And they're treating this like those officers that had a naked Randy Travis in the back of the car. I want you to be prepared. You're not going to believe this. Everybody believes it. I totally believe that wasn't the first time Randy Travis got drunk and naked, and I totally believe Joe Biden's been a vegetable for a long time. And now the media, they're trying to make it look like, well, maybe we did something wrong. The former CNN political analyst, Chris Cillizza, listen to this bull crap that he put out. He's got some podcast now.
I remember him, yeah.
It's almost like a George Costanza, was that wrong type of speech.
As a reporter, I have a confession to make. I should have pushed harder earlier for more information about Joe Biden's mental and physical well-being and any signs of decline. So let me explain. I worked at CNN through 2022. During that time, the early part when I was at CNN, 2020 to 2022, Republicans would regularly ping me and say, why don't you ask more questions to Joe Biden and how he's doing? He's 76, 77, 78-year-old man. And I would sort of brush them off because what I would say is, well, there's no obvious evidence that he's declining. Yeah, he moves a little slower. He talks a little slower, but there's no evidence that he's declining. And the White House and the people around Joe Biden were absolutely adamant that suggesting anything, asking the question about whether he was in some physical, mental, or both decline was offensive. It's age shaming. And I think that impacted me.
Biden's staff was adamant that if you were ever to question his acuity, that's age shaming. So I didn't ask it.
That dude was falling all the time.
That's the kind of journalisming that's going on at CNN with this guy, whoever he is. I remember Saliza. I remember this guy. Yeah.
Falling up the stairs, falling down the stairs, falling off of a stage. He was speaking gibberish. True international pressure. Like, it was all the time. And you're going to sit there and act like, well, other than slowing down a little bit, I didn't know anything. You're so full of crap. Your apology, whatever the hell that is, not accepted. All of you people have to own this now. From Morning Joe to CNN, own the bullcrap. David Muir over at ABC, you tanked the small amount of credibility you have in that debate because you tried to be a butt sniffer to the left. And how did it work out for you? That moron lost every single swing state. And now the little bit of credibility you had left, David Muir, down the toilet. So no, do not let these people walk it back. Do not accept their apologies. Nige, one of our favorite YouTube accounts, There I Ruined It. They've got a new Christmas song out.
Another one.
This one, it's a little take on the old hit, Baby It's Cold Outside.
Okay.
Now, if you remember a few years ago, a lot of people had a problem with this song. They were saying it was a date rape anthem, whatnot. That's when woke was really at its prime, right? Well, here's the mix of Baby It's Cold Outside with Ludacris. Take a listen.
I really can't stay.
Get out the way.
I've got to go away.
Get out the way.
This evening has been so very nice.
I have been drinking, so guard your grill.
I say no, no, no.
Here I come, here I go.
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
Get the out of my way.
I really can't stay.
Bye-bye.
Move. Get out the way.
Nice.
Get out the way.
Disturbing.
I feel like that should be the theme of Matt Bear's Traffic. Move, bleep, get out the way.
It's not bad. I really like it. Looking at a crash coming southbound 65 at Meridian Penn, blocking the left lane. Stop traffic back to 29th Street for a 14-minute delay. Also, checking out northbound 65 in Boone County. We are still stopped before 465 up to 71st Street, and that is because of an earlier crash. That crash has cleared. The front of the line is on the move. Please be patient. You're doing great. Northbound 65 out of the north split. Crash on both shoulders at Meridian Penn. A little bit of a slowdown, no delay. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
35 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. So here's what I've learned, Nige. You put a smoking hot chick on the YouTube feed playing bagpipes.
Yes.
You get a lot of likes. We're already at 100.
Oh,
so
perfect.
let's try to up the ante a little bit. Could we maybe get to 200?
Sure.
Let's try to get to 200 because we're going to get Matt Bear in here in just a little bit and put his big guns on the YouTube camera. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We got Beer Sample Friday on the way. So if you have not yet, get to the WIBC YouTube page. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. Let's see if we can set a record today. Again, Allie the Piper came in, and you guys liked the bejesus out of that. Let's keep it rolling here. Let's set a record. And by the way, we mentioned it earlier. I know the radio signal was kind of cutting out a little bit during her chat. Allison is working on an article right now with the interview, with the video, the pictures, all that kind of stuff. We'll get that bad boy blasted out in just a little bit. Is this anything? Next.
Really excited to make some holiday magic this year for our son, about to turn 13 with the Diamonds Direct. Pick out a nice silver chain, something he's been wanting for a while. Diamonds Direct made it easy, stayed within our budget, and we just love Diamonds Direct for the special occasions. Eternity bands, classic diamond stud earrings. If you're looking to make a winter engagement, Diamonds Direct has it all, starting at around $500.
And maybe one of the experts can help you pick out that home run gift for the holidays. Maybe you're thinking about popping the question. A lot of people do that on Christmas. Sometimes it's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Now is the time to get to Diamonds Direct. And the amazing staff there can make your purchase even more affordable. Diamonds Direct has special financing so you can spread out your payments. So go big. Go big this holiday season. Go to diamondsdirect.com. Get the special holiday hours, get the gift guide, or stop by that beautiful showroom at Keystone at the Crossing by the Green Bridge. Diamonds Direct. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
With a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Pat Sullivan here. Fire emergency? I've had one. If you do, call Michaelis. Owner Richard Michaelis explains why.
Michaelis is local and family owned. 39 years of experience with 24/7, 365 response. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified, restoring your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
And Michaelis helps you through the insurance process, giving you peace of mind. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Hi, this is Richard Stevenson with Stevenson Heating and Cooling, wishing you happy holidays. As a veteran-owned company, we know how important family is and want to say thank you for your continued support and business. We are always here for your heating and cooling needs, 317-557-8532. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Stevenson Heating and Cooling is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams. Read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing. Sponsored by Indiana 529.
Planning to propose this holiday? Shane Company is ready to help you find your dream engagement ring. We handpick the most beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones in all shapes and sizes. So when you walk in the door, you can trust your rock is in stock. At Shane Company, we've always sourced directly, cut out the middleman, and pass the savings on to you. We work with your budget, not against it. We'll also protect your ring for life with our free unmatched lifetime warranty. Come see us at shaneco.com and in-store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's full-service jewelry store.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Big Nige. Yeah. Is this anything? 46-year-old man in Miami carjacked an Amazon delivery truck after attacking the driver. He was later caught and was wearing a red shirt that said, quote, "Good vibes only." Of
course.
In really bubbly lettering. Amazon sued over slower deliveries in some of these D.C. areas.
Yeah, this was in Miami, but like in Washington, D.C. Look, you have these areas that Amazon drivers don't want to go in. I mean, in Miami, again, this is nothing new. Somebody got carjacked, an Amazon driver carjacked with all the inventory that was in that vehicle. You go over to D.C., Hammer. Amazon sued by D.C. for slower deliveries to low-income neighborhoods in that area. Has nothing to do with the income of the people that were in those areas. Amazon replied in this specific lawsuit, the zip codes in question, we're talking about the case in D.C. here. The zip codes in question have been specific and targeted acts against drivers delivering Amazon packages. We made the deliberate choice to adjust our operations. So whether you have the story in Miami that the Amazon driver was carjacked, or you have a lawsuit in D.C. from the Attorney General there that's saying, oh, well, Amazon's going slower than normal in low income. It has nothing to do with low income neighborhoods. It has to do with the high crime ridden neighborhoods.
Right.
That nobody, including the woke liberal DAs and prosecutors, are doing. Nothing.
If you've got a low income neighborhood that all looks after each other and they're trying their best, they just can't make it, Amazon will deliver. But if you live in a low income neighborhood or a average to high income neighborhood, and it's like the east side of Indianapolis here, good luck. Good luck. I mean, that's going to be a tough sell to these drivers. Is this anything? A hit and run semi-driver was apprehended after he crashed into an airplane.
I'm sorry?
Now, not a real one. It was a display in front of a VFW in Wisconsin.
Oh. Okay.
Here is a member of the VFW explaining the damage to the decoration plane.
It flipped it. It spun it, 15 feet to the south. We have to have the appropriate people come out that know how to fix this. You have to find the part. When I talked to the Air Force Society today, there's no parts sitting on the shelf waiting just to go on what we have sitting here. So unfortunately, it's not going to be an easy project to memorialize an old Air Force plane on our property.
And then on top of that, you have a semi-truck driver who's not going to be able to find that. It's one thing if you're driving a Mazda or a Malibu or something and you hit the airplane and you just drive off.
Right.
I swear to God, every other story, every other week of this entire year has been hit and run stories in Indiana. Since 2022 in Indiana, there were 3,700 hit and runs in Indianapolis alone in 2022. I don't have the breakdowns of whether or not those were fatal, how many were critically injured, but in 2022, in Indianapolis alone, not in Indiana, Indianapolis, over 3,700 hit and runs in Indianapolis. I'd have to contact John Perrine from the Indiana State Police Department maybe to see how many of those were fatal, but it happens all the time.
And I'm curious, of the ones where they're apprehended, these hit and runs where they're ultimately caught, how many of these people either, one, have a lengthy criminal history, or number two, no insurance, zero insurance, and they just don't give a damn?
Or intoxicated and or here illegally, or all three.
Right, 100%. Feels like there should be a way using technology, right, to find out who's out there on the roads without insurance.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I've told this story before. It doesn't matter if you have insurance or not. You can hit and run. I was on my way back from a bachelor party a long time ago, 15 years ago, right out in front of the state fairgrounds. Some guy T-boned us, and he stuck around for a few minutes while our driver was sober. The guy was obviously hammered. He took off, got his license plate number, gave the cop everything we knew once he showed up. A couple weeks later, the cop showed up to my buddy's house. He's like, yeah, we found the guy. We found his car. The damage was obviously there, but he said he wasn't the one driving. We don't have any proof. There's nothing we could do about it. Boom. Got away with it.
That sucks.
Got away with it.
That sucks.
I would like to see, again, the percentages of people that get away with it, that get found out. Oh, yeah. Here, I have the license plate. The guy that was driving, 3:30 in the morning. They find him a couple of weeks later. The damage is obviously there to the car, but no, I wasn't driving that night. I don't know who was.
And then the police are just like, all right.
Oh, what can they do? Yeah,
I don't know. Arrest the guy. It was a hit and run. It's a crime.
Know, but you can't prove that the guy was driving weeks earlier.
Okay. Man,
sucks.
What a kick in the crotch.
I know.
Speaking of kicks to the crotch, Matt Bear, the traffic beast, will join us in studio. So get to the YouTube cameras. He's coming up next. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Do not show up empty-handed to that holiday party. Get a bottle of Barkeep vodka. It's local. These guys truly have made a better product than the big top-shelf vodka brands. It is the smoothest vodka we've ever tasted. Again, just a better value than almost all the other top-shelf vodkas.
Barkeep vodka is made in Indiana, distilled with corn from Indiana farmers. It's a top-shelf vodka, but it's sold at a low price. Pick up a bottle at grocery stores, liquor stores, or go to barkeepvodka.com.
This Christmas, as you're picking out gifts for loved ones, take a moment to think about the future gift you can give yourself. The gift of a secure retirement. Howard Bailey Financial is here to help you unwrap the possibilities of peace and confidence. With our free retirement toolkit, you'll get practical steps and insights to plan for the years ahead. From saving strategies to planning tips, this toolkit is like a financial compass for your future. And best of all, it's completely free to download. Don't wait until next year to start planning. Text GIFT to 888-262-1104. Download your free retirement toolkit and give yourself the gift of financial confidence this holiday season. That's GIFT to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Howard Bailey Security, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
No more gag order. 35 degrees, cloudy downtown. You've got a clear radar, and it should stay that way for the rest of the day. Low of 26 later. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:31. Special Judge Fran Gauld had lifted the gag order in the Delphi murders case after the sentencing of the man convicted for those murders, Richard Allen, happened today. Got 130 years in prison, by the way. Carroll County Prosecutor Nick McLeland says he believes Allen acted alone.
We don't believe any other actors are involved. We don't have any evidence to support that. If evidence comes out in the future to support that, we'll obviously investigate. We're not going to say, hey, no, we got the conviction. We're not listening to what you have to say.
McLeland at a press conference Friday. Allen's attorneys filed a motion this week maintaining his innocence and saying that they would not present evidence at the sentencing hearing. House Republicans are trying once again to fund the government before their deadline, which is midnight tonight. They said they have a new package that they think is going to go through. Fox Business's Grady Trimble, the reports.
When President-elect Trump got involved, he urged Republicans to raise the debt ceiling as part of this continuing resolution bill. But now that is not part of the proposal. Still, House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's optimistic.
We will not have a government shutdown, and we will meet our obligations for our farmers who need aid, for the disaster victims all over the country, and for making sure that military and essential services and everyone who relies upon the federal government for a paycheck is paid over the holidays.
You might be wondering where the current president is in all of this. The White House says he's in touch with leaders Schumer and Jeffries.
Speaker Johnson told reporters he expects a vote later this afternoon on the latest plan, but there's no word on whether House Democrats will support the new measure. Some of them just want to stick with the original plan. The Indiana Crime Guns Task Force, made up of local, state, and federal officers, says they've taken in plenty of drugs and guns off the streets this year, including many with machine gun conversion devices.
The numbers have went up as far
far as our federal arrests this year, for sure, the firearms have been pretty consistent from last year with what we've seized. We have seized more machine gun conversion devices this year.
IMPD Lieutenant Jared Hiddleball says the task force's goal is to get violent people off the streets. It was created back in 2019. And IU and Notre Dame getting ready to play the college football playoff opening round tonight in South Bend. That city got some snow this morning, but it should clear up before kickoff.
We're looking for temperatures dropping into the mid and upper 20s with wind chill temperatures dipping below 20 degrees, probably about 18 degrees by game time.
Michael Skipper with the National Weather Service. And a good end to the week after a tough start of the market. The Dow finished up by 498, closing at 42,840. The Nasdaq up by 199 to 19,572. And the S&P 500 up by 63, closing the week at 5,930. Traffic and weather in about 60 seconds. It's 4:34.
All the real deals are at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And before the year comes to an end, take advantage of all of the tax savings. Deduct the total purchase price of qualifying equipment, including commercial vehicles, purchased or financed during the year. At Andy Moore Ford, they'll help you maximize your savings by helping you select the right vehicle for your needs, and they've got all the commercial vehicles. Andy Moore Ford has the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And right now, you can save thousands on medium and heavy-duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Get it, Andy Moore? More. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Treat your fleet to more uptime and more efficiency, which means more profits. See for yourself why businesses like yours love Andy Moore Ford. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford, MOHR. AndyMooreFord.com.
The traffic at 4:35. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison looking to southbound 65 before the north split. That is a crash, and it's been moved to the right shoulder. Traffic still jammed back to MLK for a 10-minute delay. Inbound 69 slow off 96th Street, 282nd. Crash on the south side, East Street at Mills Road. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
There's a low chance for some lake effect flurries tonight, but other than that, we're dry with lows down to the low 20s. Saturday, cold under partly cloudy skies. Highs will struggle to get into the lower 30s. I'm Wish TV Star Trek 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special in-studio guest.
He is the traffic beast. He is Matt Bear. Matt, this is my last show before Christmas break. I'm out next week, so if I don't see you, let me run the gamut here. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, season's greetings, happy Festivus, happy Kwanzaa. I think I ran the table there, didn't I?
I'm in there, one of them. Seriously, thank you to you guys and Allison for having me on this year, and thank you to everybody who listens. It's a great community we're a part of, and I just feel really blessed to be a part of it, guys. It really rocks. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, man. Now that we got the sappy stuff out of the way,
right?
What's with these speed cameras? Because I know Rob Kendall was flipping out and going off the rails yesterday about these cameras, and he's got a million questions because that's what Rob does. What's going on with these?
Well, yeah, they're provocative. I mean, there's something new. They started in Hancock County on the I-70 construction project because they're adding lanes and doing ramps out in Hancock County between Greenfield and Indy, and they're now taking the cameras and adding more, except this time to 465 on the northeast side, like through Lawrence. And they're exactly what they sound like. They're speed cameras. They are going to be put on poles and taking pictures of your license plates. And if you're going 11 miles per hour over the speed limit in this Clear Path Northeast construction project going through Lawrence, then you possibly could get fined eventually.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. This isn't anything new. We've had this type of technology for a while to where if I am going 12 miles above the speed limit, they can contact me, mail me a ticket, fine me, possibly put me in jail. But nobody knows where Boss Hogsett was during the riots. Nobody wants to talk about where Joe Hogsett was, the mayor, while city of Indianapolis was burning down.
They will know where Jason Hammer is at mile marker 42.
Right? You're damn right they can.
They'll know exactly where you're at all times, and I have the cameras back there to prove it. Here's the deal. It's a little disconcerting. I get that. There's going to be a 30-day grace period when the cameras go live next month, okay? We're not sure exactly what day they're going to be live. I'll tell you all. I will come in here and give you an update. But once they go live, if you do violate the 11-mile-per-hour buffer zone there, you will get a letter in the mail that says, hey, please lower your speed, essentially. Then, after that 30 days is when the fines can start. All right, after the 30 days, your first offense will get a warning, all right? Just a letter in the mail saying, bring it back down or you will be fined. Second offense will be $75. Then the third offense will be $150, okay? So there is a sliding scale here. There's a tier here. You don't go straight to jail, essentially.
Okay, so coming up a little bit after 5 o'clock, the superintendent of the Indiana State Police, Doug Carter, is going to join us. Maybe I should ask him this question. When they send me that one that says, our camera caught you speeding, you owe this amount of money, why can't I take a picture of the money and send that back to them?
Hey-o.
They could just take a picture of me speeding. They can't prove it. What if the camera was screwing up? What if I just took a picture of the money? Here you go.
I think it's a great idea. I think this should be brought before our NDOT overlords and our Indiana government overlords. You still... I cannot think of a single reason why you would not be able to fight this in the court of law. Everybody is due process, right? Everybody deserves their trial, gets their trial, and you move on from there.
And there are warning signs.
There will
like
be
physical signs. It's not like these cameras are hidden in the trees or in a bird's nest sitting off the side of the highway, right?
I've been assured.
That's where you'll find Hogsett, actually. Yeah. That's actually where you'll find Joe.
I need in the bushes. I'm watching you Hammer violate the speed limit. You will have signs as you approach the speed zone, and I've been told that they're going to be prominent. You will be able to see them. The same signs that are up in Hancock County right now on that I-70 construction project. Yes.
Matt Baer is one part of the Supporting Sobriety podcast, along with Ryan Hedrick from the newsroom here. We've talked about this before, but holidays can be very tough for people in your position. What are we talking about today?
We aren't talking about this last episode we did. We're talking about going to Christmas, and not just like Christmas dinner, but actually being present for Christmas. For a lot of recovering alcoholics and addicts, it's going to be the first time they've been invited places. Okay. And the holidays are great. I love my family. I love the fact that people are smiling. A lot of people are smiling tonight with the game, and I think that's cool as hell. It's tough for everybody. For the alcoholic and addict that's in recovery, the only thing that matters is your sobriety, okay? So what Ryan and I talked about is, what if we go in there and somebody doesn't exactly act like we expect them to? So that's what we're talking about. Okay, listen, if I'm not introduced by name and somebody calls me, and isn't warm when I walk in the door and introduces me as such, I'm going to get my feelings hurt, man. I mean, but here's the thing. It's just not alcoholics and addicts that deal with that. Everybody gets their feelings hurt. So how do we respond? Remember, the first thing, what happens to you, how we react after that is up to us. And in my case, with Christmas dinners, with any kind of social event I'm doing this holiday, I'm going in with fuck off Matt attitude.
Yeah.
All right? Listen, dude, you're not the most important person in the room. If somebody says something, they might be going through something too.
Brutal honesty, man.
Well, what I'm saying essentially, and again, I speak from my own experiences only. I'm a principled guy, like everybody in this room, Allison and you guys. I really am, but I don't want to risk somebody else having a bad time this Christmas or this holiday festive, whatever you're doing, whatever your party might be.
And that's something you think about now, but when you're younger, maybe that thought doesn't pop into your head.
Hell no. When I was drinking and partying, I wanted to be the life of the party. I wanted to tell my family all these great things I was doing, even though a lot of it was hyperbole or just, me making stuff up.
I met Nigel today.
Yeah. I met Nigel.
We went to a bar and I had 8 shots of warm yellow well tequila today, Mom. You'll never believe it.
Right. I'm so proud, honey. Here, let us write you a check. That's whenever you're. Basically, the point of the conversation Ryan has had is, I don't want to be involved in a conflict if it's going to start putting me on a path that's going to affect my sobriety. And that's the point.
Sure.
That's what matters. Other people's feelings are involved. My feelings are involved. I do not want to make that trajectory. And if that means I have to bite my lip a little bit and take myself out of the fight, I'm going to do that because I want to stay sober, man. I want to keep hanging out with everybody in here, you know?
Supporting sobriety wherever you get your podcast. Much like the podcast that I do, we're going to take a little break over the holidays, then we'll get things rolling again. You do a great job with that, Matt. Download that wherever you get your podcast. And Matt, Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas to you, Hammer. Allison, Merry Christmas. And Nigel, Merry Christmas to you
buddy.
and your families.
You too.
Everybody listening, I'm here, and you help bring me here, and I love you all. Thank you.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
If you want a free, large, big green egg, stick around. I'll tell you how you can do so from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Got the big year-end clearance event going on now through Monday. My wife and I have a Tempur-Pedic mattress in our room. Our kids both have mattresses from Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Just bought some amazing summer patio furniture as well. You could save 50% off. All in stock and special order. Lazy Boy and Smith Brothers. Sofas, recliners, sectionals, 12 months interest-free financing. Plus, you can get a free large big green egg with select Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Only Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
Whether you need a couch, a love seat, a recliner, or one of those Tempur-Pedic mattresses, I've got one. It's amazing. Thompson Furniture and Mattress, these guys will treat you like family. These guys support what we do here at the Hammer and Nigel Show, so take care of these guys. Free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. 800-948-1659. That's 800-948-1659.
What is 988?
It's a free 24-hour suicide and crisis lifeline.
With trained crisis specialists offering a listening ear.
For anyone experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis.
Or thoughts of suicide. Specialists have your best interest in mind.
And can connect you to helpful resources.
If you're experiencing a crisis, call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's someone who gets you.
And it's a way forward.
Art tells a story, your story, and inspires others in your community to do the same. AARP is celebrating the undeniable impact and contributions of Black art and artists everywhere. We're thrilled to celebrate these creators over 50. Through their work and persistence, they make society a better place by bringing us all closer together. Learn more at aarp.org/blackcommunity.
Trusted steel power in the palm of your hand. This holiday season, save $30 on the GTA 26 handheld garden pruner. Now just $149.99. Check off a gift from the top of their wish list and make trimming tree limbs a breeze with a lightweight design and 4-inch cutting bar. Visit your local Steel dealer today or shop online at steelusa.com. Was $179.99 MSRP. Includes battery and charger. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. Guys, what are you waiting for? For that special Christmas gift, let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
All right, so last hour, we played the Notre Dame fight song from Matt's Traffic in honor of the game tonight. To be fair and balanced, balanced. Matt Baer, your Purdue loving ass is just going to have to sit here and listen to IU while you do the traffic.
All right. Well, it's team spirit here today. Southbound 65 crash at Meridian Penn, blocking the right shoulder, causing stop traffic back to 29th Street, causing a 14-minute delay on the east side southbound 465 slow at Brookville Road, US 52. I'm so glad that's all there is. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Guys, what are you waiting for that special Christmas gift this season? Let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
35 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a special guest on the hotline.
It is a historic evening for college football and here in the great state of Indiana. Notre Dame, IU college football playoff tonight, and the halftime host, the pregame and postgame host of Indiana football, also happens to be the news director here at 93 WIBC. John Herrick joins us from a balmy South Bend, Indiana. Yeah. And John, before we dive into the weather and what we can expect tonight, just take me through how exciting this is for Indiana football.
Oh, it's a great moment, Hammer. I mean, the families here are really enjoying it. The players are having a good time. They're focused, of course, but everybody knows how special this is. I mean, this just doesn't happen very often where Indiana gets to play Notre Dame. It hasn't happened since 1991, and Notre Dame hasn't really had a reason to schedule Indiana. And I think IU athletic director Scott Dolson said it best to me, guys, when he said, South Bend, even though it's in Indiana, just feels like it's on the other side of the world from Bloomington sometimes. So it's not. There's always been respect between the programs, but not really a reason to play each other. So it's kind of interesting that now it just happens to fall like this, where they have to play each other for maybe one of the biggest games, if not the biggest college football game in Indiana's history.
Not only that, but I mean, it's a big nationally. I mean, all eyes are on college football playoffs tonight. I mean, I know Notre Dame is a national brand. It's one of the only games on tonight, but also IU's new head coach, Cignetti, coach of the year, the AP coach of the year. That adds a different dynamic to this whole scenario, doesn't it?
Yeah, it totally does. And I was kind of worried, Nigel, that they were going to maybe put one of the weaker college football playoff games on Friday night and then have more of the games on Saturday that would be, quote unquote, the better matchups. And when the bracket fell the way that it did, I thought this is actually a way better idea, because there's going to be a lot more people tuning into this game, listening to this game, watching this game, because of what Indiana and Notre Dame have been able to do. And, of course, a lot of what people have skepticism about is people love to dog on Indiana's strength of schedule. They love to dog on Notre Dame's strength of schedule. So now you get a chance to see both of these teams and how strong they both really are. So I can't wait to see it all get decided on the field this evening.
Chatting with John Herrick of the Indiana Hoosier Radio Network. He is up in South Bend for the big playoff game tonight. So, John, I woke up this morning and one of the first things I saw on social media was a post from the official Notre Dame football account where they've built a snowman inside of the stadium and said they're ready for tonight. So take me through the weather conditions, what you're seeing outside right now and what we can expect this evening.
Well, yeah, it was snowing when we were on our way here last night. So I knew that I was like, great, I can't wait to see what it's going to be like when we get up on Saturday and we see how much is accumulated. And I also know that the National Weather Service has said that it would even snow more in central Indiana. Well, what that means is it's going to snow even more than that in northern Indiana, where you're near the lake. You're going to get a lot more lake effect snow. So I think, honestly, both these teams are embracing that, guys. I mean, Notre Dame feels comfortable playing in the snow because of their running game and because of how tough they've been. And then, like Cignetti said in a press conference earlier this week, he said, I don't care if it snows 1.5 feet. I got a Canadian quarterback who's used to playing in the cold weather.
Right.
So, and both teams have just outstanding running games. Jeremiah Love has been sensational all year. Riley Leonard can run it at quarterback. Indiana's got seems like they got 4 running backs that can run the football real well. And Curtis Rourke's not afraid to play in the snow and cold weather. So everybody's just honestly embracing this and looking forward to it.
Hey, we're speaking with John Herrick, WIBC News Director, also part of the IU football broadcast, pregame, halftime, postgame. I'm kind of curious of the mechanics of what you do. Will you be outside in the elements at all, or do you get to hang up in the booth with Fish?
Well, I'll be up in the booth with Fish, but Fish will like to have that window open. So we're going to, sure. But we got hand warmers, we got foot warmers. I'm sure we're going to have a space heater or 2 in there. And I don't mind that. Fish wants to feel the ambiance of the crowd.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to feel that on a special night like tonight. So I've got about 5 different socks I'm going to wear. I've got a whole bunch of shirts and undershirts. I'm probably going to wear 4 or 5 layers of clothing. But that's great. That's what December football is all about at this time of year.
Hey, last thing here, John, before we let you go. I know you haven't had a chance to maybe walk around a whole lot or whatever, but have you taken in the sights? Have you seen the Golden Dome? Did you walk by Touchdown Jesus and
tailgaters?
Yeah, we saw earlier this morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., people were getting ready for this game. Are there any Indiana fans up there already?
Oh, tons. There are tons of Indiana fans. Yeah. And if I walk, I've got basically all IU apparel on. And anytime people look and they see that IU on your polo or your sweatshirt, everybody's talking to you going, oh, man, I'm so excited about the game, or good luck to you guys. The waitress that was our waitress at dinner last night told all of us that she hopes that we win because she's sick of seeing Notre Dame win. I guess she's a South Bend local who's tired of seeing the Irish. I don't know.
Wow.
It's a different dynamic by any stretch. Everybody's got their own takes and opinions, and they're fired up for this game. So they're certainly, as you guys can imagine, not afraid to share them. But I haven't seen Touchdown Jesus since 2019. So in a few hours, it's going to be great to see it. It's going to be really cool to see all the sights of that. It's always special to come to Notre Dame. I've been here for basketball or football games in the past, just as a fan or as an observer. So it's going to be a different atmosphere for me tonight, and I can't wait to experience it.
Well, man, soak it all in and rock that thing out tonight. It's a big one. It's going to be fun, and you can hear the game on our sister station, 107.5 The Fan. John Herrick, have a good time tonight, my man. Have a great broadcast.
All right. Thanks a lot, fellas. I appreciate it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
When it comes to wealth management planning, one size does not fit all. Your priorities are different than mine. So we're going to need a portfolio that's tailored, completely customized to our different goals and dreams. That's where Trajan Wealth can really help. Matt Bear here. Hello. Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors work with you. They'll assess your risk tolerance or how much is an acceptable loss. They can help you invest tactically while tailoring insights to your goals and dreams. Call Trajan Wealth at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Here's what's great. Trajan Wealth is an independent firm, so that full customization is a real thing. They're not bound to one product line. There are no limitations on the products they can offer, so they can fully focus on your specific situation, always watching and evaluating markets for you. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth to schedule your free consultation, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com today. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Paid advertisement.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presence. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles: Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
This holiday, shop at Helzberg and get up to 50% off select jewelry, like a unique engagement ring to say,
I want to spend my life with you.
a stunning tennis bracelet that says,
You thought I forgot our anniversary?
or huggy hoop earrings that tell her.
See, I was listening.
Come to the Helzberg holiday sale and get up to 50% off select engagement rings and fine jewelry. A perfect gift designed with the love and care worthy of your story. Visit a Helzberg store or helzberg.com.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The holiday season is here, and your shopping begins and ends at Premier Arms in Brownsburg. 3754 South Green Street, PremierArms.com. You've got the firearms with Premier Arms, the accessories, all at fantastic prices, new and used firearms, and of course, PA Jewelers, the jewelry store inside Premier Arms with the one-of-a-kind jewelry selection, the diamonds, the gold, the silver, the gemstones, everything you want this Christmas season. Get a gift card today to Premier Arms. It is the gift that they will love this holiday season. PremierArms.com.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Common Threads has teamed up with the Indiana Fever to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc.
Coming up in 2 minutes, the gag order in the Delphi murders case was lifted today. What state police had to say. Ryan Hedrick is reporting in a task force that is stopping crime in Indiana, and a man from Indianapolis is getting over 5 decades behind bars for murder. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
A suspected attack on a Christmas market. I'm Lisa Brady. The German state governor now reporting at least 2 people killed and at least 68 injured after a car drove into a group of people shopping in the eastern German city of Magdeburg.
Officials say they have the suspected driver in custody, adding they believe the individual identified as a doctor from Saudi Arabia acted alone, and they feel there is not an ongoing threat. The incident comes 8 years after an Islamic extremist drove through a Christmas market in Berlin, killing 13 people and injuring dozens of others.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Today's crash not yet confirmed as a terror attack. A shutdown showdown not over yet on Capitol Hill, where Congress has 7 hours left to avoid shutting down the government.
House Speaker Mike Johnson won't telegraph details, but tells reporters Republicans are unified around a new plan to extend government funding and provide disaster relief.
We will meet our obligations for our farmers who need aid, for the disaster victims all over the country, and for making sure that military and essential services and everyone who relies upon the federal government for a paycheck is paid over the holidays.
Any measure passing ahead of tonight's midnight deadline would likely need significant buy-in from Democrats. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says it's up to the Speaker to fix a problem created when he walked away from a bipartisan spending agreement.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The original deal collapsed under pressure from Elon Musk and President-elect Trump, pushing for less spending and suspension of the debt limit. But a plan including that was voted down last night. Now, just getting word, a new stopgap bill is expected to head to a vote at this hour, a proposal that would temporarily fund the government and includes farm and disaster relief, but would not raise the debt ceiling. But again, it needs 2/3 House support to move on to the Senate, which would mean support from Democrats who favored the original proposal. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Looking like he'll be locked up for life. Cloudy and 34 degrees in the Monument. There's no trouble on your radar. Temperatures drop to the upper 20s tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. You may have heard that Richard Allen was sentenced Friday to 130 years for killing Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi in 2017. Carroll County Sheriff Tony Leggett hopes the victims' families can begin to heal.
These families will live every day without 2 of the most important people in their lives. They're missing milestones because of a low-life coward decided to take their innocent lives.
Leggett talking at a press conference earlier today. Prosecutors said that Allen had put himself on the bridge the day of the murders. They linked him to the crime scene with an unspent cartridge found there. A Central Indiana Police task force says they're cracking down on violent crime, reports Ryan Hedrick.
The Indiana Crime Guns Task Force is made up of local, state, and federal cops, and they say they've taken a lot of drugs and guns off the streets this year, including many with machine gun conversion devices.
The numbers have went up as far as our federal arrests this year, for sure. The firearms have been pretty consistent from last year with what we've seized. We have seized more machine gun conversion devices this year.
That's IMPD Lieutenant Jared Heidelball. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The man is facing 5 decades behind bars for killing another man 2 years ago. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office says John May shot and killed Timothy Lewis II in 2022. May had tried running from the scene but was later caught by police. And if you're heading to South Bend for the college football playoff game between IU and Notre Dame, be aware that a little bit of snow fell earlier today. The road should be fine, though, for your trip back.
I think the roads will actually improve, especially down toward Indianapolis. You could have some snow-covered roads earlier, so for some bursts of snow, I think most of that's going to clear up.
Michael Skipper with the National Weather Service up in northern Indiana. And the average price you're paying for a gallon of gas in the state today, $3.13 a gallon, says GasBuddy.com. It's above the national average of $3.04. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
With traffic in the fives at 5:05. How's it going, Matt Bear?
Yeah, Harrison, looking at another crash heading up to Boone County. It's northbound 65 before 86th Street. It blocks the left lane, jams us up to 71st Street. Southbound 65 loaded after 865 to the dog leg. Inbound 69 stop-and-go traffic, 106th Street to 465. Traffic sponsored by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
There's a low chance for some lake effect flurries tonight, but other than that, we're dry with lows down to the low 20s. Saturday, cold under partly cloudy skies. Highs will struggle to get into the lower 30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's...
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He is the superintendent of the Indiana State Police, at least for a little while longer. Doug Carter joins us. Mr. Superintendent, Merry Christmas, and let's get right into the nitty-gritty here. Earlier today, Judge Francis Gull sentenced Richard Allen to 130 years for the Delphi murders of Libby German and Abby Williams. We also found out that the gag order has been rescinded. So now we can talk about this. We can get into this here. Take me through your thoughts, not only on the trial, but the sentencing today.
Well, guys, it was a bit of a roller coaster, quite frankly. I didn't really know what to expect going into today. My sole focus was on the process itself and on the community of Delphi and the family members. So I'm still trying to process it all in my own mind very personally. But I think all in all, it was a good day for the criminal justice system and for the city of Delphi.
And you were in the courtroom when the sentence was handed down?
Yes, sir, I was. Yes, I was.
And Doug, I know you're not a journalist and you don't have to report on what happened, but I'm hearing drips and drabs and reports of things getting heated between the prosecution and the defense after the judge had left the premises. I'm hearing that the family of the victims were vocal and critical towards the defense of Richard Allen. Is any of that true? And I was wondering if maybe you could describe.
Yeah, guys, it's all true, and they felt today what we've been feeling for the last 2.5 years, and it was very emotional. I would encourage everybody to get a copy of that transcript from the families and the victims, the statements from the victims' families. It was incredibly powerful. It was very, very personal. So today was the first day we were able to be able to say those things, and they've been able to say them for 2.5 years. So I'm glad we had an opportunity today to rebut some of the nonsense they've been talking about.
Is Richard Allen the guy that you thought had done this all along? Can you talk about that?
Well, we believe Richard Allen was the guy that did this once we developed probable cause and submitted it to the court. And over the course of the last 2.5 years, or not quite that, 2 years and 3 months or so, yes, I believe Richard Allen is the guy.
And you had mentioned something about our colleague Guy Relford a little bit earlier, because we were covering this trial every day, and because media were very limited in the courtroom, we had to rely on pool reporting. So we were talking about this trial, using notes from the pool journalists. Guy Relford, being a defense attorney, would share his perspective. You mentioned something about Guy earlier. What was that?
I did, and I wanted the world to hear me say that. I thought the coverage from most media outlets was unfair. It seemed to be from a singular perspective, not yours, but from a singular perspective, rather than from an objective one. And there was a separation of witnesses, so I couldn't even be in the courtroom. But as I'm listening to the reporting, I finally couldn't listen to it anymore, so I stopped. But I heard Guy Relford on your show talk about the only people that mattered in that courtroom were the jurors. And then he went on to explain, as Guy can do, a very bright guy, about what the jury sees and what nobody else does. As an example, the defense table, the state's table, the witnesses, how they feel when they come up to the stand, how they feel when they leave. The face of Richard Allen during that period of time, no one else in the courtroom has that view. And when Guy said that to me, after all my years in this business, it made perfect sense to me. So rather than come up with a singular perspective, the jurors, those 12 people, had an opportunity to see the totality of everything that was said, everything they thought, everything they saw, and they came to a conclusion. And 12 of them agreed that Richard Allen was the person that killed Abby and Libby.
The families of the victims, they said anything to you personally over not only the course of the past few hours or day, but over the past couple of years in terms of the work and the investigating and everything that's went into finding Richard Allen guilty?
Yeah, the family of these two little girls have become dear friends of mine and of my family, and we've stayed in touch with them throughout. We haven't always agreed. We've done some things that I wish we would have had an opportunity to do a little bit differently. I'm not afraid. I mean, I'm certainly not afraid to say that. But some things we had to do, we couldn't explain to the families why. And that was brutal. It was a really difficult period of time. But we all knew that this day would come one day. And there's no animosity. I have a great deal of respect. I can't even begin to understand what it's like to lose a child, and they can. So we'll continue to do what we can to support them.
We're chatting with Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter. Earlier today, Richard Allen sentenced to 130 years for the murders of Libby German, Abby Williams, the Delphi trial. We expect the defense team to file an appeal. They've got 30 days to do so. We kind of anticipate that to happen, but you just mentioned there are some things that you might do differently. Can you go into any detail about what that may be?
Well, it's been almost 8 years now, and I think it's one of the most significant. Not that any of them are any cases less than this, but when it comes to the totality of information we received, it was very difficult to manage that input. We just didn't have the means to be able to do it. Now I think we would be a whole lot better at it and better prepared today than we were before. But we're all Class A or Type A personalities, and we're trying to be problem solvers, and we're going to fuss and fight with each other periodically. But that unified command, the things that we established early on, sometimes it worked, sometimes it could have probably worked better. But to think that anybody did anything wrong, intentionally did anything wrong and tried to cover it up is preposterous and ridiculous.
Finally, before we let you go, ISP Superintendent Doug Carter here with us. The leaking of the crime scene photos, I know that was something that was brought up today in court after the judge left. Was that maybe one of the most egregious things that happened during the course of this trial? The leaking of the actual photos of the crime scenes.
Well, there's no indication the photos were intentionally sent out to anybody else.
I understand.
I think there was a bit of they weren't protected properly and they were reckless, and it's disgusting. And we encourage anybody that might see those, please don't open that file. I promise you that once you see what you see, you'll never be able to unsee it. And we're really hoping that we hear from people that are able to continue to get those. And we all know that they're forever available now. And imagine if it was your child, how you would feel about that. An autopsy photo of your little girl or a crime scene photo of your little girl next to a tree. It's disgusting. So anybody that had anything to do with that ought to be ashamed of themselves. And if they are accessible, please reach out to us so we could help get them removed from as many platforms as possible.
Well, Superintendent, we appreciate you taking the time to join us to talk about the trial, the sentencing today. Have a great holiday. And when we all get back from Christmas break, we got to get you in studio because we got a lot more stuff to talk about, okay?
That sounds great, but before you leave, I want to know what happens when you take a picture of the fine that you're going to send after you get a ticket on 465.
Yeah, so listen, if they're going to send me a picture of me speeding, I think it's only appropriate I send them a picture of the money. What do you think?
Well, I think Nigel needs to start a bond project for you.
We'll work on that. We will work on that.
Right.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry
Christmas to you, too. Thank you. That is Doug Carter, Superintendent of the Indiana State Police. Matt Baer.
Northbound 65 heading up to Boone County crash before 86th Street, blocking the fast lane, stopping traffic to 71st. And then southbound 65 is rubber decking because of that crash from 865 past 86. That's on 8 minutes right now if you're coming southbound towards Indianapolis from Boone County. Crash south side. It's East Street at Mills Avenue, southbound 69. Stop and go after 106th Street, 2465, 8-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We need 45 more people to hit like on that YouTube stream. Look for WIBC's YouTube page. They're streaming the Hammer and Nigel show. 45 more thumbs up gets us to 200, baby. Cash me outside. How about that? All right, we got Beer Sample Friday on the way. But coming up next, are you okay with this?
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. The year-end clearance event is now through Monday. Save 50% off all in stock and special order Lazy Boy and Smith Brothers with extra discounts for cash and 12 months interest-free financing. That's every sofa, recliner, sectional, plus get a free large Big Green Egg with select Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster mattresses. Hurry, sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
What does the joy of Christmas mean to you? A gift? Time with family? Decorations and traditions? At Shepherd Community, the joy of Christmas is learning to read, feeling safe and loved, finding a stable job, and having a community that cares. Shepherd gives its neighbors gifts of joy and hope for a brighter future. You can give the joy of Christmas to neighbors living in poverty, not just at the holidays, but all year long. Visit caringatchristmas.org/give. That's caringatchristmas.org/give.
Hi, this is
Lloyd,
Jessica,
Robert, and Adam
from Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning in Pittsboro. The Kirby family wishes you the merriest of Christmases and happiest of New Year's. Thanks for your business. We really appreciate it. If you live in Hendricks or surrounding counties and need us, we are always here to help. Kirby services any model, and we proudly install American Standard products. Call us at 317-892-3614.
Kirby is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Happy holidays from Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela of Michaelis. If you have water damage, Why should you call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. On call 24/7, 365. We are IICRC certified and will restore your space to pre-loss condition or better. And we work through the entire insurance process on your behalf to make it easy.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Life is a collection of moments that last forever, so make them matter and make them count with a symbol of everlasting love. A diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Plumbing problems stink. The LD Smith Group can handle anything. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's jewelry experts.
Okay, let's begin.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, wow. Big Lots closing all its remaining Indiana stores. Hammer, I used to love going to Big Lots when I was a kid. They had everything, and it was cheap.
Right.
Are you okay with Big Lots closing all the rest of the stores in Indy?
No, I'm not okay with it, but I understand, right?
Really?
If Kmart can't make it through, I'm surprised it took this long for Big Lots. And again, if you've lived in Indiana long enough, you've probably went to a Big Lots or at least driven by one before.
Yeah.
This was like a big department type store where everything was super cheap. Like now you see those little stores like Dollar Tree, Dollar whatever it is. Dollar General. But Big Lots, it wasn't quite $1, but it was pretty cheap. So here's my question. They're going to have this big going out of business sale. Now, they're trying to find another like national party to hitch their wagon to, but they're going through the process of closing their doors, going out of business, a big sale. What are these prices going to be like when they have a going out of business sale? Stuff is already like ridiculously cheap. Is it going to be free? Like, is that the only way you can lower the prices at Big Lots for some of this stuff?
The other thing with these types of stores is not only with the, the internet and finding bargain basement prices on some of these websites that serve exclusively China goods, but like you can walk into. Have you ever heard Five Below? Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah.
My kids love going into Five Below. There's a giant one in Plainfield. Oh, I'm sorry, in Whitestown. And again, it might as well just say China on the top. China below.
China and expired stuff.
Yeah, right. But I think with just a ton of different stores like that and a ton of online stores, places like Big Lots and Dollar General and some of those Dollar Tree just aren't, people, are they going to retail stores anymore when they can go, with the exception of Five Below, they could go on the internet and get some of these same prices for the stuff.
I will say for like Dollar Tree and those types of stores, if it's a little stuff and you need it quickly, just get in your car and go. Like if you need, paper towels, if you need something like for a party, we're having a little birthday party for Jacob tonight.
Sure.
Paper plates, plastic forks for cake, that kind of stuff.
Perfect.
That's got the dollar store written all over it.
In a new poll on holiday gift-giving etiquette, 38% say that it's unacceptable to give someone a pet as a gift. Okay, yeah. 56% say that it's not cool to give a gift that still has its full price tag plastered on it. Are you okay with these stats?
No, I'm okay with the premise, but I'm not okay with the numbers. So you're telling me that less people think that it's a problem to hand somebody a full dog when they didn't ask for one.
Oh, I get so mad.
Than handing you a gift card that's got the price on it, or handing you like a sweater or a jersey or something, a hoodie that's got the price on it. I don't care. You gave it to me. I didn't pay it. I don't care what it cost.
Never cared about the price tag on an item.
Me neither.
At all.
But I would care if you handed me a feral cat and said, here, now this is your responsibility.
Yeah. My mom walks in Christmas Day and hands each of the kids a gerbil, their own guinea pig. No thanks.
Right. 38% say it's unacceptable to give somebody a pet as a gift. But 56% say the receipt is where they draw the line.
Okay.
No, sign me up for the receipt. I don't care if it's a case of beer or a bag of gum. Keep the receipt on it. Just don't hand me a horse.
According to a new, here you go. Enjoy your horse. According to a study, the most dangerous day of the month to be out on the roads is Monday, December 23rd, because there is a ton of distracted drivers out there for some reason on the 23rd. Are you okay with this?
No, I'm not okay with this. My youngest son just got his license, and now you're telling me that we're just a couple days away from it just being chaos out there on the roads for him.
What is it about the 23rd, though?
Well, I think they're saying that you've got a lot of people out shopping last minute. So a lot of people are going to be out there frantic, in a hurry, trying to find those gifts that they neglected to buy.
Gotcha.
Maybe people are having Christmas parties. You know, they're stumbling out of places. A lot of people are off work. So there's more people out there, maybe people hitting the roads. We heard from AAA, this is shaping up to be a very busy travel season. So this is the day where tons of people are going to be out there. And when you say distracted drivers, back in our day growing up, you just think drunk driving. Now it's these idiots on their phones, not paying attention, sending tweets and taking pictures of their crank.
I would hope that the crank is not involved in those aspects of distracted driving. I do remember back in the day when I was driving, what was known as distracted driving was going through my cassette deck, all the tapes that were sitting in the passenger side, or as time moved on, the compact disc.
Oh, the little folder thing.
The folder thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Looking through that while driving was a form of distracted driving, I feel like, before the advent of cell phones.
And real quick, before we move on here, we always like to talk about how we get good experience. We want to talk about that from a local business or something, right?
Sure,
Everybody always complains when they get negative service. We always talk about great service when we get it. The Shelbyville BMV, that's where we had to go this morning to get Jacob his driver's test.
Why'd you have to go all the way to Shelbyville?
Like all of the ones in Marion County are booked. Okay. You cannot schedule a driver's test in Marion County for like a month. It's ridiculous. So we found an opening in Shelbyville. So we got up, went down there. The folks at that BMV, phenomenal. Super nice. There was one guy that was working in the back that came out and recognized the Tennessee hat that I was wearing. And he's like, hey, man, love the show.
Nice.
The staff was amazing. It was a far cry from the last experience that I got. Again, not everybody at the Plainfield BMV is awful, but the mean old bag with the hair coming out of the mole that kept putting the L in the word both. You need both pieces of information. Kind of like sounded like the chick from Monsters, Inc. Always watching you.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, same thing for me with the Boone County DMV in Lebanon. Always had a good experience there. Got time for one more here?
Let's do it.
Experts in the insect world say that we've officially won the war against murder hornets.
Yeah. Suck on it, murder hornets.
Officials announced this week that they've been eradicated in the United States. Are you okay with this?
I'm waiting for Donald Trump to come out in a presser with Tom Homan. We've deported the murder hornets. Under Joe Biden, they were coming across the border left and right, and now they're out of this country. Murder hornets were always overrated, right? It's the same trick that like a lot of people do with the word nationalist here in Indy. You put the word murder in front of anything, it sounds scarier.
Of course.
Just like if you put the word nationalist behind something. Micah Beckwith is a Christian nationalist.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nigel had breakfast today. He's a bacon nationalist. Like, they try to make you scared by just adding a word.
Yeah.
And proof positive is when we had our old news guy, Stan Lear, and we just made him put the word murder in front of random words to see if it scared people.
Murder biscuits. Murder towels. Murder gerbils. Murder waffles. Murder underpants.
Yeah,
See?
Very scary.
Very scary. Devin Gwynn of Breitbart will join us next. Right now, let's have a look at the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
It's basically a life sentence. Cloudy, 33 degrees on the circle. Your radar is clear despite that snow earlier in your day. 26 is about where your low is going to settle tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 528. You may have heard that Richard Allen was sentenced today. 130 years is what he got for the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi in 2017. Carroll County Sheriff Tony Leggett hopes the victims' families can now begin to heal.
These families will live every day without two of the most important people in their lives. They're missing milestones because of a low-life coward decided to take their innocent lives.
Prosecutor Nick McClellan says that the evidence shows Allen put himself on the bridge the day of the girls' murders, and also Allen was linked to the crime scene with an unspent shell casing. A teenager in Muncie could get 40 years in prison after he was found guilty Thursday of a fatal drug dealing in 2023. Here's Jake McDaniel.
Jackson Engel sold fentanyl to Cameron Lacey, who later died. He then faces charges that involve dealing drugs that caused death. Authorities say Engel got the drug from Ricky Taylor, who also faces over 40 years in prison for similar charges. They also say this is the 10th time where someone was found guilty of dealing drugs that caused death in Delaware County. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Congress still trying to figure out how to avoid a government shutdown before midnight. Fox's Chad Pergram reports.
It's a three-bill approach to avoid a government shutdown. One bill to fund the government through mid-March, another for emergency farm assistance, and a separate bill costing $110 billion in disaster aid. Some Republicans debated whether they should let the government shut down, but in his farewell speech to the Senate, outgoing Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell warned against that.
When you try to use normal government function as a bargaining chip, you pay a political price.
Most lawmakers loathe interim spending bills, but they have extra adverse impacts on the military. That's because Congress spends more money on the military than anything else. That means renewing spending at old levels penalizes the Pentagon.
Government funding expires at 12:01 a.m. Saturday. The Indiana Crime Guns Task Force, which is made up of local, state, and federal officers, says they've taken tons of drugs and hundreds of guns off the streets this year. And a lot of those guns had machine gun conversion devices.
The numbers have went up as far as our federal arrests this year, for sure. The firearms have been pretty consistent from last year with what we've seized. We have seized more machine gun conversion devices this year.
IMPD Lieutenant Jared Hiddlebaugh says the task force's goal is to get violent people off the streets. That task force was created back in 2019. With traffic at 5:31, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, looking at a crash on the northwest side. This is Pike Township, northbound 65 before West 86th Street, and the left lane is blocked, and traffic is stopped back to 465. Southbound 65 also jammed up in the same area from the Dogleg down past West 86th Street because of rubbernecking. On the west side, crash northbound 465 after West 10th Street. Two right lanes are closed. It's partially blocking the entrance ramp from West 10th, so people are having to use the Gore Point to merge into the very slow stop traffic on northbound 465. Please be safe. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Guys, what are you waiting for that special Christmas gift this season? Let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into her life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
There's a low chance for some lake effect flurries tonight, but other than that, we're dry with lows down to the low 20s. Saturday, cold under partly cloudy skies. Highs will struggle to get into the lower 30s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Baby, I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight.
It is the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. We will waste no time. Go straight to the hotline. Bring on Breitbart sports editor Dylan Gwynn, one of our favorites, to talk sports. Tons of stuff to get to. We want to talk about Caitlin Clark getting Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. But first, let's talk about the IU Notre Dame game tonight, college football playoff game. Go Hoosiers is what we're saying here, but I know this is...
look, that's what we're saying? What about those that bet on Notre Dame over here?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I forgot my co-host has placed some money on Notre Dame. What did you do? What is it?
Listen, I bought Notre Dame up. The line is 7. I took it up to 8.5 to get plus money because I think Notre Dame wins this thing by 9 or more tonight.
So, Dylan, this is a big game nationally. From a national perspective, which is what you cover, why are people interested in this game, other than the fact that it's, expanded college playoffs? Notre Dame is a national brand, but this is a big game kicking off tonight, Friday night.
Oh, there's no question about it. And I'll confess my biases at the beginning of this. I'm a lifelong Notre Dame fan, but I'll try to remain as objective as possible throughout my analysis. But look, everybody's going to want to watch this game for the reason you mentioned first. This is the first expanded 12-team playoff in college football. That's part of it. But the other thing that makes this game intriguing here is that there's a lot of people out there who, quite frankly, hate Notre Dame, and a lot of people nationally who think Notre Dame is not one of the elite programs. They take advantage of an occasionally soft schedule, whatever the case may be. The media hyper-inflates them, makes their recruits sound like they're better than they actually are, and they don't think they're one of the real contenders. Well, this is the Irish's moment to go out there and show the country that that's not true. I mean, they're going to get a very tough in-state challenge tonight from IU. There's no question about it. This is a team that was very good, very consistent all year long, did not give up more than 4.2 yards per rush all year long, except in one blowout victory against Charlotte, where they basically went into a prevent defense. So this is going to be a very good test for Notre Dame. I expect the Irish to win it. They are favored to win it. I think you're going to see something very similar to what we saw when IU played Ohio State earlier this year. There's going to be a feeling out process between these two teams, but I think after a quarter or two of that big Irish offensive line leaning on Indiana, I think you're going to start to see Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price get the yards in bunches like they have all year long. I'm looking for probably 150 yards between the two of them on the night. And remember, IU's got to account for Riley Leonard, who is one of the best running quarterbacks in all of college football. So there's a lot of weapons. If you look up and down the roster, Notre Dame is pretty much better at almost every single position. But this is, again, it's an in-state game, very just bad blood. There's tension. It's the first game in the 12-game playoff, and it's up for grabs. Anybody can take it. But it's going to be awesome, and that's why people, whether they have a rooting interest or not, people are very excited about this game.
And I think what's fun is that this is new territory for IU football fans, right? Mm-hmm. Like the program in Division I that has the most losses out of anybody. Here they are going toe-to-toe with the Golden Domers. And it's also kind of fun to watch the Notre Dame fans react. Like, my favorite thing that I've seen on social media, Dylan, is the fact that the Notre Dame fans are saying that Rudy would have started at Indiana. So, Dylan, who do you think has the coaching matchup? Because to me, this is fascinating. I may or may not have bet on Notre Dame to win this game tonight, but I think Indiana's got the better head coach.
I don't know. Marcus Freeman is, he's not necessarily battle tested in this kind of environment. I don't know that either coach is, quite frankly, on this stage, on a college football playoff stage. I mean, Marcus Freeman has been here before, but Notre Dame lost. Notre Dame hasn't won a postseason game in a generation. So, I mean, this is, I don't know. I don't know who has the edge in terms of coaching, but I think what it's going to come down to, as most of these games come down to, is who makes the least amount of mistakes. Notre Dame wants to run the ball. They want Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, and Riley Leonard to be the stars of this game, and they want to do it on the ground. If they're able to do that, I don't care if your coach is Nug Rockne or, Vince Lombardi. I don't care who you got out there at IU. Notre Dame's going to win the football game if they can run the football. And I think Marcus Freeman knows that's his ticket here, is to do that. And I think the Notre Dame offensive line is extremely young, got freshmen and first-time starters all over the place, but they've been together for a 12-game, season right now, and I think they're ready for this. I think they're ready for this moment. IU's got a very good front seven, but again, similar to what we saw in the Ohio State game where IU played Ohio State tough in that first quarter or, first two quarters, I think eventually the size and the physicality of the Notre Dame offensive line wears them down.
I think there's no question, though, the coach of the year, AP coach of the year, Coach Cignetti for the Indiana Hoosiers, has been able to come in here and change the culture of this program. It's been impressive to watch, even though I know you're a Notre Dame homer, but everybody has to admit and look at the job that Coach Sig has done with this team.
Oh, no question at all. I mean, this is a basketball school. Nationally, everybody regards IU as a basketball school and only a basketball school. To turn this around in the time that he has is incredible. I think his AP honors are well deserved. I don't think anybody would disagree with you. And I actually think it's a compliment to him that there's a discussion about who has the coaching advantage in this game, because Marcus Freeman has had the Notre Dame job for a while. He's had a very high profile position. He's been at this for a few years now, and it's still not necessarily clear who would have the coaching advantage in this particular situation, because Cignetti's done such a very good job. I just think that Notre Dame, the talent of that roster should eventually bear out. I mean, I think they eventually pull away, probably a 2-score game, probably a 31-20, something like that at the end. But it's a win for IU. The fact that IU is even in this game,
right,
is incredible.
Dylan Gwynn is our guest, Breitbart News sports editor. Dylan, so Time Magazine names Caitlin Clark their athlete of the year. She beats out, LeBron James and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and all these folks. She is the athlete of the year. And then the article, it kind of takes a different turn. Caitlin Clark starts bringing up white privilege and trying to make sure she references the rest of the league. What did you take away from not only Caitlin Clark being named the athlete of the year, but the article that was also in the magazine?
I think it's beyond a doubt that she should be the athlete of the year. I thought it was a credit to Time Magazine that they made her the athlete of the year. But then as soon as I wanted to give them all this credit for recognizing her and her achievements and all that, then like you, when I started reading the article, I started getting a little bit, freaked out by what I was reading here, because what you'll read is that Caitlin Clark says that she deserves this honor. She's worked for everything that she's had in her career. But then she goes on to say that the league was built by these black female players that have, paved the way for her. They were the ones she looked up to when she was growing up, and all that's fine, But what she does in there is she claims white privilege to be the beneficiary of white privilege, and then says that we need to elevate the black women who are in the WNBA. And here's the thing. I don't even know if I have a problem with that, about saying that you need to elevate these players and pay tribute to the great players of the past. That's all well and good. But why do you need to say that you had privilege? Why do you need to say that there's no amount of privilege that breaks the 3-point record for the single season 3-point record. There's no amount of privilege that carries Iowa to a national championship game. There's no amount of privilege that leads to a 48% increase in league revenues in year one and attendance records all over the league. What bothers me is that she belittled herself in an attempt to raise up others. And what bothers me even further than that, guys, is the fact that this is not expected of any other athlete who wins an MVP in any other sport. Lamar Jackson has won 2 MVPs in the NFL. He may win another this year. Who knows? But I guarantee you, whether he wins or whether if he wins this year, no one, not a single member of the media is going to go to him and expect him to pay tribute to Y.A. Tittle.
Right. Right. No, I get it. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, but why is she expected to? And this is, it's not even so much what she said. It's the expectation that she had to say it. If she, a white female basketball player, a rookie, was going to come in and take this league by storm and get all these accolades and get all these honors, then it was required of her that she had to demure herself, lower herself, and elevate the black players in the league, and no one else is held to that standard, and it's incredibly unfair, and I'm disappointed that she did it.
And Dylan, we got about a minute left here, but the part that always kind of was weird for me was where Caitlin Clark talks about how this league was built on black players. Well, the league has never made a profit. The league was hemorrhaging money. The league was built because of the NBA owners, which are predominantly a bunch of white dudes, deciding that they want to be good Samaritans here and fund this league.
Right. So, I mean, to your point, which is an excellent point, this league has been carried by the NBA, essentially, and by NBA owners who are majority white. And now you've got a player who actually made the league matter. For the first time in 30 years, the WNBA mattered, and it's because of her. And she's not black. She's white. And yet, in her acceptance speech, in our acceptance interview for this prestigious award, she downplays herself and puts up this false narrative that she doesn't believe, because the first thing she says in that interview is, I've earned everything that I've ever gotten. Well, if you've earned everything that you've ever gotten, then you are not a child of privilege. You are not a creature of privilege, and you don't owe anybody else anything. That, I wish, would have been her message.
Dylan, where are you watching the game tonight, my man? What's the plan?
I will be in the friendly confines of the gold and green man cave here at my domicile in Houston, Texas, watching my Irish win it all.
Hey, Dylan, we'd love having you on. We'd love talking sports with you. You're one of our favorite guests. If we don't talk to you before the new year, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You can find his work, Breitbart.com. He is the sports editor. Dylan Gwynn, always a pleasure, man, and good luck tonight with your Domers.
Hey, thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and all of your great listeners out there in Indiana. Thank you so much.
All right, so I may have bet on Notre Dame.
Yes.
But for Beer Sample Friday, I've got something for the IU folks. Okay. A little IU-themed Beer Sample Friday.
I like it.
Next.
Locally owned Cynthia's Hallmark's 4 locations are filled with gifts galore and make last-minute holiday shopping very easy. It's Terry Stacy, and the infamous Christmas Story leg lamp to display in your front window has been a customer favorite this year, and they're back in stock and selling like crazy. So are the infinity mirrors with their fantastic optical effects, another perfect addition to your Christmas display. And for those quick meals you need this time of year, try the Crockstar Dinner Club packets for an easy crockpot meal. I love them. Cynthia's always has the sense of the season with a selection of top candle lines, including Cynthia's favorite Swan Creek candles. Hallmark keepsake ornaments and willow tree ornaments always make beautiful gifts, creating memories every year when they're placed on the tree. Cynthia's Hallmark gift cards, still the best gift of all. Merry Christmas from family-owned Cynthia's Hallmark, 116th and Allisonville Road, 116th and Brook School Road, 96th and Lantern Road, and experience the D56 Village at the world's largest Hallmark store in Greenfield.
Around here, it's a little less about presents and a little more about presents. To celebrate, to share, and to give thanks. To be there. And right now, you can be there in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Shop any of Hubler's 12 locations or visit drivehubler.com and choose from over 2,000 vehicles. Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. You can be there for years to come because Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. Happy holidays, Indiana. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations. May your season be full of presents. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
So what's in the bag today? Yesterday's leftovers? Another lunch meat sandwich? Well, go ahead and pull up a rock and settle in for a half hour of I wish I was eating something else. Or you could be eating something else, or someplace else. If you're brown bagging it at the corner of 30th and Shadeland area, drop over to His Place Eatery for 30 minutes of, why didn't I know about this place sooner? Nothing fancy, not a lot of frills. They save that for the quality of the meal. Like ribs that fall off the bone, southern fried chicken, sides that will cause your taste buds to thank you into tomorrow. Put that in your brown bag and eat it. Better yet, bank the bag. Go to His Place Eatery at the corner of 30th and Shadeland, or the newest location off 86th and Ditch Road. Your dirty boots and work clothes are welcome here. His Place, your place for lunch. Go to hisplaceeatery.com to learn more.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Common Threads has teamed up with the Indiana Fever to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc.
Express the heartwarming message of Christmas this year. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be that special moment that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, looking at Pike Township, northwest side, northbound 65 before 86th Street. That is a crash blocking the left lane and stopping traffic back to 71st Street for about a 15-minute delay. Also, southbound 65 is jammed up from 865 Dogleg past 86th Street because of rubbernecking. On the west side, crash northbound 465 at West 10th Street. That's causing stop traffic back to Washington Street for a 23-minute delay. Two right lanes are blocked in that crash, and traffic coming on from 10th Street to northbound 465 using the end of the Gore Point to make their merge onto the main part of the interstate. Traffic sponsored by Pierce Jewelers in Carmel. Guys, what are you waiting for? For that special Christmas gift this season, let Pierce Jewelers bring that sparkle back into their life with a diamond from Pierce Jewelers. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
34 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present Beer Sample.
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down.
Get you some Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. Free delivery within 75 miles. Definitely worth the quick trip down 65 if you're in the market for anything like a mattress, recliner, sofa, big green eggs, anything.
And those guys take care of us here at the Hammer and Nigel show. They love the WIBC audience. So, man, go down and support this awesome Hoosier business.
We have an entire hour of the Hammer and Nigel show coming up next. And then after that, I'm on my way to a party with some friends. Going to watch Notre Dame and IU. Might be wearing an ugly Christmas sweater at some point. I don't know. You have money on Notre Dame. I understand that. You play the I think you're taking the more reasonable approach in terms of betting on this college football playoff game tonight between Notre Dame and IU.
Well, Notre Dame is the favorite, but I also went really greedy because I bought it up a point. So I took it up to 8.5 to get more money.
Okay.
So I think Notre Dame wins by 9 or more. Rob Kendall, the other half of the Degenerates Next Door podcast, he's in on the Hoosiers tonight.
Okay.
And keep in mind, he's a Notre Dame super fan. So we're on opposite sides. So the drink we've got tonight, again, so I can be fair and balanced. Again, I'm a Tennessee guy, so I'm just watching the game for Hoosier pride tonight. I may have bet on Notre Dame, but I got something for the Hoosier fans here.
What'd you bring us? Oh,
This is something we've had before.
No, that's fine.
But I feel like the time is right for this. Hoosier Game Day Lager. Now, it's got the candy stripe can here. This has got the IU branding on it. Crack this bad boy open here.
It's going to be a fun game tonight, and I think it's going to be a fun reason for people to get together.
Yes.
I mean, in and above, not just the holidays of the Christmas season, but you had this spectacular game tonight between Notre Dame and IU, college football.
Hoosier fans, soak this in, because this kind of stuff doesn't happen all the time. Enjoy every last damn minute of this game tonight.
Cheers.
And who knows, maybe next week too. We'll see.
Yeah, there we go. There you go, the Hoosier Game Day Lager. Happy Beer Sample Friday, everybody. More of the Hammer and Nigel show coming up after 6 o'clock. We'll be back.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Big Joe here for your independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical. This holiday season, if you need them, they'll be there. B+W.com or 317-243-3581. For all your heating, plumbing, and electrical needs, B&W has served Indianapolis since 1961. 243-3581. That's 243-3581. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your friends at B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer serving Central Indiana.